Yo, what's up, everyone? Good evening. Welcome to Knowledge and Relationships. This is your boy M3, and I have the homie Mr. Intellectual Soapbox.
The boys are back in town.
Man, I always love that theme. Boys are back in yeah, man. And that's where we're going to stay. Man, catchy theme, man. But yeah, man, tonight, we're gonna definitely give you something to really think about, something that might make you want to complain about, and no hard feelings whatsoever. So let me go ahead and make sure I put the disclaimer for all the people who are very sensitive. So let me go ahead and hold on for a second. So let me go ahead and put the disclaimer out here. So one, as always, please be advised that what we discuss is not political, clinical, financial, medical, nor legal advice. This is for information and entertainment purposes only. Make sure you guys and ladies smash the like button, subscribe, share to your friends, family, whomever you want to share, even on your social media. And then also, please be advised that the opinions from our panelists, guests, and chat are not necessarily or always the viewpoints of Knowledge and Relationships. Tonight is a closed panel with Knowledge and Relationships fam only. But yeah, we're going to just jump into this, man, because, the boys are still waking up, man, so I'm trying to shake the sleep. But anyways, we're going to jump right into this topic. So tonight's topic is why women lie at the biggest things. Okay? Ooh. We're going to get into that, Let me make sure I play something that's like, kind of up there. Let me see what will be a good one.
Salute to DJ Eddie King. Everybody make sure that you follow DJ Eddie King on Instagram, okay? Definitely follow DJ Eddie King on YouTube, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just up 200, 300, 400, 500 subscribers, all right? He's dropping new beats on a regular. He has some great heat coming for y'all. Definitely. And definitely make sure y'all watch, okay? On Wednesday afternoons. DJ in the afternoon, okay? Make sure y'all watch DJ in the afternoon on Wednesday afternoon, okay? And other afternoons too, because sometimes he's going to come just out of nowhere with something. So just make sure y'all subscribe to DJ the King. Show that brother some love and support. He's definitely a music producer for Knowledge Relationships and the Intellectual Soapbox. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to him. You know what I mean?
Yes,
shout out to the whole family, man. I'm going to shout out to the whole family, man. First Lady Tammy. You know what I mean? Of course, M3. We already here. Me and M3 already here. OG Patrice, what's going on? We see you in the comments. Bro Clarence, we also see you in the comments. Knowledge Relationship Family. Rico. Who else? Lola. QB. Queen. Hell, shit, I hope I ain't forget. Be Easy. Riggs. You know what I'm saying? The whole fam, man. Shout out to the whole Knowledge Relationship family. And also, I got to give a special shout out. I haven't seen this man in a while. Maybe out there sniping people for us. Our shooter, you know what I mean? Shooter, Stan the shooter, Hitman, what up, baby?
Hey, what up? You know, salute to Stan. Oh, I see also Marcus in the chat as well too, man. Salute to
Uh-oh.
you.
Sophomore Marcus, what up, baby?
Yeah, he's reached out to his junior year, man. You feel me? So
Yeah,
we're
he's on the
working
road
his
to the
way
third
up.
year. He's growing so fast, man. Oh man,
Hmm
growing so fast.
So, we got Bro Clams again in the building. Salutes to you. OJ Patrice, great salutations, family. Salute.
Salute.
Marcus. All right. Almost reaching to his junior level. Salutes to you, my brother. So thank you for
Mm-hmm.
tuning in. Thank you, everybody, as well. Okay. Shout outs to our bots, our good bots, the night bot that always
Right
sends
back.
out the information, and the wise bot that lets us know whenever someone is following, like on Twitch. So thank you for tuning in. So let me say this one thing because we do have some videos, clips that we ain't gonna show, and some of these clips they describe. Well, supposedly some YouTubers will describe black women, but let me tell you this though, this is not a topic that's solely about black women. Okay, like I made it clear before, like, look, I'm tired of talking about own people like that. But when we're talking about women, we're talking about all women, okay, of different nationalities, not black women, not African women. It could be Hispanic, white, whoever. So anybody could get talked about, not solely on black women. So I don't want people to get things mixed up, and I don't want people to just try to solely attack black women. Okay, I just want to make that clear. Hit the link, like, share, subscribe to Knowledge Relationships, the Intellect Soapbox, and MTTV Network. Thank you so much, Marcus.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate that. All right, anyways, Mr. Best, man, sorry, Mr. Intellectual Soapbox, right? All right,
Mm-hmm.
so in this topic, because I know you came up with the idea for that, so I know something was on your mind at the time when you wanted this topic to be known, to be addressed. So let me ask you this. I'm gonna start with you first, right? Okay, what came to your mind about this? What's going on? Talk to me.
Ah man, what came to my mind is the fact that this happens a lot. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? I think it happens a lot because you know what I mean. Oh man, because I be watching a show called Paternity Court on YouTube. Hey, if y'all watch Paternity Court on YouTube, yo, y'all gotta start watching that joint. That joint is fire. All right, Paternity Court on YouTube. Okay, and shout out to the sister judge that's on there too, man. Hey man, she be dropping some gems on their head, man. She be
Mm-hmm.
keeping it completely real. But I'm gonna tell you like this: I'll be watching Paternity Court a lot of times, and I'll be wondering like, man, like this just a lot of times like I'll be seeing the sisters and they just be telling the story, man, about these guys and these kids, and a lot of times these kids don't be the father of these kids, and sometimes it's so sad because the child can be like 30, 40 years old, right,
Mm-hmm.
and not know who their father is, right, and then the mother is coming in like, no, he's the father, and then you find out the brother is not the father, right? I
Wow.
seen an episode recently. The man said, yo, I've been feeling this way my whole life. I don't feel like she mine. Like, I just don't feel it. Like, I feel something is wrong. And the woman was adamant. She was like, no, I only been with you. I only been with you. I only been with you. He was like, no, it's somebody else. I feel it. And you know what the sad part about it was? He was right. His
Mm.
gut was right. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, man. Much love to everybody in the family, man. Hit the horn for them real quick, MC, please.
I got to, man. Huh?
Yeah. So it made me think about at first initially when I first came up with this topic before I was thinking about it just now, and just as we've been getting the show started. When I first came with it initially, I was like, man, like why are these women be just telling these crazy lies and having these men bamboozled for years, taking care of kids that are not theirs and all this other stuff. But then I thought about it more intellectually because I am the intellectual soapbox. And I was thinking to myself, man, this is happening because in our society, and it happens with men too, right? Shout out to Big Riggs, Big Rig Slash. What up, baby? You know what I mean? Non-relation family, easily rigged. You know, you know what I'm saying? I know. M3 want to hit the horn, so let me be quiet. Wait 1 second.
Sorry, I was still like on mute, but I'm trying to put up like another video. Shout outs to Big Rick Slaps, okay? You know, Easily Riggs is in the building as well. So shout outs to the brothers, man, that be putting the work down for nice relationships. Like this past live stream that they had, man, was fire, man. So
Super fire.
check out the replay.
So I'm gonna wrap it up real quick in 3. So the reason that I decided to do this topic, right, was a simple fact that and if I'm struggle streaming on my back, y'all. The reason I decided to talk about this topic, and now I'm thinking about it now, I'm thinking that the reason why women take this route at times to tell the biggest lies is because there's just too much freedom now. You know what I mean? And they have equal financial footing with men now, and because of that, they kind of feel like they could just kind of willy-nilly it. They can kind of move a certain way or do things a certain way, and there's no penalty for it. And there's also no penalty for the men too. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I think it's just a lot of things that are out of order. But it's like, you know, I think sometimes women, because they're more emotional, when they lie, it's just on the most. It could be on the most craziest things, and you just like, yo, you ain't tell me that like this was so and so, or you ain't tell me that this happened with so and so, or you ain't tell me that this kid is not mine. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? And you sitting there, imagine M3, you're sitting there 18, 20, 30, maybe 40 years believing that this child is yours, and it's not. Crazy.
It's crazy, man, but I'm not surprised. And the thing is, right, unfortunately, like, you know, women they do tear their narrative, they do tear their own story, and society they fall for that. That's why it's really hard for, you know, people like me to kind of have some sort of compassion when I hear their initial story, because the thing is, you know, I felt for some people when they tell like their life story and they make it seem like, you know, like everything was always on the man's fault and why they're the way that they are. But here's the thing, right? Women will also blame on their first exes to the reason why they want to act the way that they want to act. And then they judge everyone based off one bad experience. Like, they just can't let go. And so the thing is, see, for men, we go through a whole bunch of bad experiences, but we don't let that tear us apart.
Man.
We don't use that one person and judge all other women to be the same or to have that type of standard. And to me, to be honest with you, when they try to give a standard to some man, and they try to say, hey, like, if you want to get with me, you gotta follow this and that. You gotta follow these rules because I gave that one person a chance, you know, and that was the first time ever I was submissive, and he took advantage of me. So because of that, you gotta follow the rules that I'm gonna lay out. But you didn't give the other guy the rules. You didn't give, like, you know, Dirty Rodney those type of rules. You feel me? And that's why people will say women will make rules for betas, but then they'll break rules for alphas. See, this is also funny too. Shout out to MS. He was doing a video reaction, and I can't remember what was the name of this TV series, because they showcase, like, you know, a couple of folks or whatever, different people every time. And so this one time, it was this black guy. He fell in love with this woman from Paris. Okay, now the guy literally flew. He became like the passport brother himself, and he literally flew out there, you know, to meet this woman for the first time. But check this out, right? The guy was already in love with this woman. That's why he flew out, spent like at least, like, you know, $3 or $5 for the tickets. Because at that time, man, the tickets was super expensive flying out there. Just so he could be told that the woman has a boyfriend already. Now, isn't that crazy? The guy didn't even know that the woman already had a boyfriend. I guess he didn't make his intentions clear enough for her. But the thing is, if the woman already knew he was going to fly there to see her, and her excuse was that, well, I didn't think it was that serious. I think it was going to be a serious thing, so I didn't take you seriously when you said he was going to fly out there. And now you want to be you want to say, oh, I feel bad for him, and I don't want to hurt him, but he has to know that he's in the friend zone, and we're always going to be friends. Now, of course, you want you're like a she was like a kind of like a below average type of woman. She wasn't even like the finest woman like that. But the reason why she didn't let this guy know and made her intentions clear is because she wanted that ego boost. She wanted to get that laugh between her and her friends, and that satisfaction, just knowing a guy who is physically in shape, who's attractive, flying his way out from America to Paris just to go see her, just to go see her and get let down, you know? And I feel sorry for the guy. I mean, he's a young dude. He's like 20, 23 or something, or 22 or whatever. So he's a young man. And before we could even judge, or before I could even think about judging him, I had to ask myself, man, I remember being naive at 21. I remember thinking of a certain way at the age of 21. And so, unfortunately, this young brother is going to take probably until like in his 30s for him to really realize that being a dancing monkey, trying to like impress this woman, even though she already rejected you, okay, while you're in Paris and wasted your plane tickets to go see her. I know that you want to make the best of it. And you want to show a good impression and let her know that, hey, you're looking for these things and all this, and you're right here. Because in this scenario, and man, this was very common. When she was talking about her boyfriend, she was like, man, sometimes I don't know what to do. And she gets to like that crying like phase. And she's like, man, I'm chasing after him. I'm calling him, texting him. He's not really replying as much. I feel like, he doesn't really care about me and he doesn't really show me a lot of interest. And I just feel like, I'm putting my entire heart out for him, and he's not giving, half of the effort that I'm putting out there. Says the woman that's telling the guy in the friend zone. And of course, he's like, well, dang, like all these things that she's saying, I'm right here for her. Why she's not choosing me? And yeah, man, um, that's just what it is, man. To be honest with you, women will say certain things, but in reality and by nature, man, it's the total opposite.
Man. Ooh, let me say this real quick. Like I always say, most women are female. Most females are not women. You know what I'm saying? They're just not, because at the end of the day, and most you know males are not men. I mean, it's just a fact. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, here's the thing, right? And it's a sad but true thing that M3's talking about. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you'll see it in most cases that, and it's the one thing that I'm gonna tell all the young brothers. If you want to take anything from Mr. Intellectual, take this, okay? If you want to, this is your choice. I'm not telling you you have to. Listen, be interested in those who are interested in you, okay? Be interested in those that are interested in you. But if you're not, if you don't take this, you're gonna be sitting in paternity court. All right, 18, 20 years down the line, you know what I mean, for somebody who ain't yours, or 2, 3 years down the line for some kid that's not yours. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be like what M3 is saying, you'll be spending money flying people out. You know what I mean? Spending money on these pointless dates, trying to impress somebody who don't really care. So, listen, I'm telling you, focus on those who want to focus on you. Then you will avoid You know what I mean? These females who are leeches, man, you avoid them. You will avoid them. You will avoid them. It's like wearing your mask, okay? So you don't catch certain things. You know what I mean? Keep your mask on. Keep your guard up so that you don't have to run into these situations. You know what I mean? Point blank, period. Because they will lie to you. They will make it seem like it's every other person's fault and there's no accountability. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's everybody's fault. No matter what happens, everybody's fault. They are the most innocent things in the world. You know what I mean? And when you see that, just run for the hills. I'm telling you, run for the hills, and they will cry at the drop of a hat. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times they're chasing somebody who is not who they are not even. I'm not even gonna say not even qualified, but somebody who just don't even want them. Don't want nothing to do with them. Just using them for that moment, and then they're gonna keep moving. You know what I mean? And they make it known. You know what I'm saying? But they still want that person. So it is what it is, man. Mute it, bro.
Thanks. So let me say this though. We'll give you a little bit of game about female game, okay? So pretty much female game is basic game on dudes that don't know about female nature. Okay? We don't understand how most women they operate and on a immature type of level because most of them they're gonna be playing games. They're gonna test to see how strong that you really are as a man. Some don't really overdo it because they have like a lot of so-called options. And I'm not talking about options like they have options of getting ballers, basketball players, and all that. Some has a lot of options of simps. So if you're in that simp category, they're gonna definitely test you to see if you're good for being the friend zone, being the emotional buddy, whatever that they want to choose to fill themselves up, to boost their ego. See, the thing is, it's all about ego when it comes to females. All right? And you have to learn how to break that type of ego. When you learn how to break those egos, you know, unfortunately, you know, with these young minded type of women, they're gonna be on you, unfortunately. And the reason why I keep saying unfortunately because it's like, most of us we're not trying to play no games. If we could just live a simple life, do simple things, and they could just pretty much really fall in love and act like women, life will be easier when it comes to relationships. But since everybody want to play these mind games, these childish games or whatever, there's always going to be a back and forth between males and females. So if you're a young dude and you got females that's acting like this, but they're attracted to you, you have to understand how they operate and how they play the game. The biggest the biggest winner for a man, okay, is learning how to master by saying no to them. You gotta learn how to say
Woo,
no.
the man. Power no.
hmm Once you learn how to master that ability, okay, that is going to be one of the first things that's going to break their ego. How many yeses do they hear a lot from different guys? It's so rare when a guy can just tell a woman no. When a woman's asking you to pay for her meal, no. Okay? Remember, and I'm talking about these are women that are not yours. Now, if these was your women, you do whatever you want to do. That doesn't make you a simp. That's your woman. But if you're not getting anything in return and you're doing these things in the hopes of even getting to first base and she's got give you all these demands, no. You gotta learn how to say no to them. Because that is the true power of a man that can actually demand for respect. You want a woman to respect you, you gotta learn how to respect yourself. So most of these women, all right, they're gonna like, is another thing. They're gonna like, use you for attention. Attention is like it's like the equivalent to a man having sex from them. Okay? So attention from them is emotionally stimulating for them. And it's easy for them to get attention as opposed to a guy trying to get sex from them because in society, I mean, attention is just acceptable, pretty much. So they kind of get a leeway out of it, no matter what, and it benefits for them when you spend your time and attention. So you got to learn how to make that work. Make them work for that attention. See, the thing is, when you learn how to ignore a woman, that's the second step too. You got to learn how to ignore them because if they haven't earned your attention, why are you giving them free validation? You know, your presence is validating them enough. So all these things that these females they seek for is basically just constant validation because they'll never be fulfilled their own selves. Even if they're married, even if they have other relationships, they still look for constant validation from other men because it helps boost their ego. Think about it. If you were a person, even if you had like, your own main woman, okay? But you had all these other women give you like validation, tell you how good you look, tell you how good you are or whatever, how nice you smell. Wouldn't that like boost up your ego, especially if they're attractive looking women? That would boost up any man's ego. So think about the same thing for a woman. You having all these different dudes telling you how oh you look beautiful, and oh you look gorgeous, and I just want to say that you're amazing. Sometimes, man, like when I be going on like on these YouTube spaces, and I be watching shows like the Pineapple and a few other people, and these dudes they come up there thirsty and they'll try to have a conversation with them. They'll be all nervous, and women they can sense that, but they'll come up there and they'll just over validate them with these compliments, and I'm like, what's the point of giving these compliments, and then they're gonna pineapple you anyway, and then reject you after you validate them? They're not giving a validation. They're making you work hard to try to earn their worth, like they're like the kings or whatever. I even seen a woman who actually titled herself King something, not queen but king, because she believes that she is above or equal to men when it comes to kingship, and they just got the whole shit backwards, bro. So before I'm about to play a couple of clips, so Soapbox, do you have anything you want to say?
Nah, bro, keep going, bro.
All right, for sure, man. All right, I'm gonna play the first clip, man. So shout out to Mr. Jap. All right, once again, right, everybody. Like I said before, the stuff that we're talking about, we're just talking about women in general. Even though these YouTubers, right, will target black women and make it seem like black women are only the problem. But in my personal opinion, my viewpoint, black women are not the only ones that are problematic. Every woman, okay, can be problematic. Whether if you're Hispanic, wherever you're Asian, Polynesian, whoever. So don't pay the title and take it to heart, thinking that we're like promoting the way how he views black women. We're just saying, look, all women can cause men to go seek therapy and all that. So let me go ahead and play it.
16 reasons why black men would need therapy to deal with black women. Number one, the black woman's attitude. The black woman's attitude is a great reason to why black men should probably get therapy. Black men should probably get therapy. Yes. Your attitude would cause a nigga to want to have to go. A nigga would need therapy to deal with a bitch like you. Y'all women are very unpleasant. And I know niggas gonna be calling in tonight because we fired up, but the thing is, Y'all niggas gotta think about it. Everybody from your mamas to the black bitch that you work with, the women in your family.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Your own
Especially them.
sisters, your aunties, your cousins.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Your grandmamas. I had a black man in therapy. Your girl that you dealing with, your fiance, your main bitch, your wife, they will drive your ass crazy with that unpleasant attitude. Because little do they know that black men take pride in doing for their own.
Yeah.
Especially their family. Especially their family and their ladies. When you theirs, you theirs. I'm just letting you know, black men are possessive and we take care of ours. That's just truth.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, that's one thing I will agree, right? You know, yeah, when it comes like to our own, man, like, you know, we'll definitely take care of them. You know,
can I go in on this, please?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Mr. Best.
Now, I have first-hand experience with this, man, with female family members with this. I done bought Pampers. I done bought like, you know, freaking, you know, TV stands that cost damn near $300. I done bought, you know, all types of formula and just all types of stuff and baby walkers and all types of shit, man. Because I take care of mine. You know what I'm saying? I really take care of mine. And you know what it got me? You know what it got me? It got me nothing but stress. Stress. And they still go run off to with the same old knucklehead ass Negroes that they've been running with from day one. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I mean? All the good you try to do for your family. All the time, the effort. You know what I mean? Hey, can you send me this? Can you send me that? And we as men, you know, we're not gonna see our women suffer in our family, right? Oh man, so and so putting hands on so and so. Can you come over and help her out? And we running through the tunnel like we Batman. You know what I mean? We come in full force, with force. And you know what we get? Nothing but headaches. Like I said, I'll never forget. I'm gonna always tell the story till I can't tell the shit no more, until I'm not able to tell it no more. I was sleeping, okay? I was relaxed. It was summertime. It was hot like it is right now. Maybe even hotter. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I was up, you know, in the big house. You know what I'm saying? Chilling. You know what I mean? You know, the AC was on. You know, the OG had the AC on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? One of the grandparents had the AC on. I was chilling. Man, get a knock on the door. Knock. One of my male family members like, yo, so getting their hands put on them. I said, oh no, we gotta do something about this. Get up, get dressed. I go out there, go grab some relatives. We go out there. Man, it's a little drive too. So it's like about an hour drive to get out to where we had to get to. We get there, and this monk got an attitude with me. How you get an attitude with me and I'm coming to save your ass? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's to the point now. It's to the point now where I honestly, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you, M3. I honestly, unless it's like mom dukes or like my grandmothers or something like that, I honestly can say, and I really mean this from my heart, I'm not helping no more female family members. And I really mean that shit. I really mean that. Like, y'all, listen, y'all take on what y'all need to take on. Okay? I'm not, and if you hear it, I'm saying it right now. I'm not doing shit else for you. Okay? You're on your own. You know what I mean? Because you bitches don't care about shit. And you would rather see me damn near having diseases or illnesses I gotta fight for my life for. You don't do shit or help me out with anything. And you want me to run out there like Batman and Superman, and you don't respect, and you don't have no gratitude or any type of decorum over this at all. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit about none of y'all, honestly. And the only love I have for you is really kind of like a human, somewhat related family love. But I really don't give a fuck about any of y'all, to be honest with y'all. Because y'all ain't do nothing but put me through stress in hell. And it's not even the male family members. The male family members are cool, except for a few. There's only really like one that I don't like. But all my male family members, cool. Super cool. We laugh, we joke. Hell, I was on the phone with one of my uncles for like damn near 2 hours like last weekend. Had a good old time.
Mm-hmm.
No drama at all. No drama. No drama. But you women in the family? You women in the family, all like Minister Jap said, and salute to him, all you gotta do is cause stress, heartache, and pain. And when dealing with you bitches, a nigga will need therapy. And that's all I'm gonna say. And I stand 10 toes down, and I have 10 of my fingers up on that. And I means that.
Damn. You know what I mean? Yo, I feel you, Mr. Best, because the thing is, the problem is they don't appreciate men helping them out. You could help them out during like a fight. You know what I mean? And they won't appreciate your help unless it's like if it's something that really benefit for them. If nothing benefits for them, they don't need your help. Oh, they'll appreciate the help at the moment. But then later, they just forget like nothing ever happened, bro. Let me go ahead and play Brittany Renner, man, because we have 2 killer clips, okay? And, Brittany Renner is definitely a good example of everything that we discuss about modern women. So with Brittany Renner has this, I don't really care type of attitude. Life doesn't really hurt me, and here's my role, my story. I want you to think that I'm miserable, but I'm not really miserable. So surprise, this is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play this, okay? This is gonna be the first clip.
I'm so over this unbothered act because that's what it is. It's an act. And same, you really actually care. The people who claim to be unbothered are in fact big bothered, panini pressed, stressed, and obsessed. It's proven fact. Riddle me this. You want to be unbothered about everything and everyone, yet you want someone to be bothered over you? Where are the people who care? Where are the people who are not afraid to show and express how they feel? Everyone wants to go from zero to Cabo. Let's go to Cabo this weekend. Let's move in together. How do you expect to get there without doing the groundwork, having the uncomfortable conversations, putting yourself out there, being vulnerable? You can't skip that part. I'm not worried about if I look crazy. I'm not worried about, oh, well, that's not my man. I'm not worried about if it's too early and I should be saying something. Let people feel the weight of who you really are. Stop catfishing. What's meant for you is for you. You should let people feel the weight of your truth. Lay it out on the table and see what they decide. See what they do with it. But you're not even giving yourself that opportunity when you lie to yourself, when you lie to others, when you just don't share how you feel. Nobody benefits when you suppress.
So this is the first part of the reaction, right? All right. Because there's another one I'm going to show about Brittany Renner, but I want to kind of dig deep into this one. Here's the thing, right? Brittany Renner is one of the type of women, and I remember she had a conversation with Fresh and Fit, and Myra kind of told her some kind of truth about kind of like where her lifestyle is going to kind of end off at. If you're doing the things that you're doing right now as a woman. Here's the thing. Let me give you some contents, right, about Brittany Renner. Brittany Renner, okay, had a baller, okay? She was married. Well, I don't think she was married, but she was with P.J. Washington, okay? P.J. Washington is a famous basketball player, okay? The guy's probably damn near, making millions or whatever. And the thing was, okay, she was getting an allowance of $10,000 a month just by being a mother, just by being his main girl. That was it. $10,000 a month. He was giving her like a monthly allowance. Now she threw that away, all because She did not want to put up with him sleeping around with other women. That was unfortunately the stipulation to it. So I get it. You know, if you had some type of morals, or if you was in a committed relationship, and nobody wants to feel like they want to get cheated on. But here's the thing: I actually kind of agree that when a man is doing everything for you, and the only thing you have to offer is pretty much your box, then I feel like you can do whatever you want to do as long as he's being straightforward with you. And I think that was the part that she just couldn't really take. See, every woman want to feel like their box is, or box, however y'all want to call it. You know what I mean? And I'm just gonna say box, with a V, box. Anyways, they want to believe their box is like the golden ticket. Like you should always stay committed to the big V, and that's supposed to be like your one and only. Meanwhile, while you having all these girls that's throwing their boxes at you, throwing themselves at you as a baller, and you expect for them not to do what they're doing. Look, I hate to say this, man, but um, look, I don't even really talk about Kevin Samuels. God rest his soul, still great man. But he said that you are faithful as your options for men. And he was not really lying about that. To be honest with you, I really hate to admit that. As men, I really feel that, when it comes to the abundance, if we was in the situation that women were in, we would be acting just like them. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. So, and she know, like, the industry is like, definitely like, shady. They know that these entertainers are gonna do what they're gonna do. You know what I mean? So
M3, I know you're cooking.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to shout some people out real quick if we can.
Yeah, for sure. I'll pause on this real
shout out.
quick.
No, it's all good. Shout out to the homie Wally. Wally, what up, baby? You know what I mean?
What's up,
Let's talk
Wally?
production. What up, Wally? Man, Wally always be showing me love, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, man. Much love to you. Also, got to give a shout out to Lady Sophia, aka
What's
Mr. Flash. What's going on, Lady Sophia? Good to see you. And also, we have, you know what I'm saying, one of our great business associates here on YouTube, man. She's doing her thing, man. Unfortunately, she had a little incident earlier, but man, she's gonna rebound. You know what I mean? Because she's definitely tough. She definitely can handle it. You know what I mean? And definitely, y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel, Modern Southern Belle Sphere.
Hey.
Okay. Hey, check her out. You know what I mean? And definitely watch her content. She has some great content, and she's very funny and very, 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 very interested in what she does and what she shares. Man, she's just phenomenal. And also, we
Mm-hmm.
got Princess K in the building. Princess K,
What's
what's up,
up,
family?
Princess
What's
K?
going on? She says, "Oh boy, yeah, we getting into it tonight."
Mm-hmm.
Should have heard me earlier. Whoo, man, I went in.
Yeah,
And I got to bring
yeah.
up Lady Sophia. She's in the building. Hey, Lady Sophia.
Hello,
Hey.
how are y'all? Hey, M3. Hey,
Hey, how you
84.
doing, Lady Sophia?
Hey, what's
Good to
going
see
on?
you.
I'm trying to do better. It's really a struggle for me. It's really a bad struggle for me. And M3, I'm not gonna give you excuses. Things just tore me down. 84, I love you too much. Please don't let anybody stress you the way that I've let people stress me. Don't you
Man.
dare do that. That will definitely hurt me. Um, whether it's male or female, don't let somebody hurt you. Talk to somebody, or just, I'll say it like this. Sometimes evil people won't let you walk away. So you have to talk to somebody so you can get better. I had a
Whew.
failed suicide attempt. I sometimes you just have to let somebody know when you walk away and they still want to gnaw at your heart and your brain. Everybody here, I've never been around anybody on your platform M3 I'm always the one who will say, "Hey, it's gonna be okay. Just have a good day." Think, think, like it's gonna be a better tomorrow. Everybody deserves a better tomorrow. You have good and bad days, and I can't function. What I'm saying? I got my bank account just got hacked. One was, so I changed one, and this person will not let me slide. And knows my address, knows bank account stuff, and just won't take no. And people have to understand, look, do for yourself. Do for yourself. I'm in my 50s. I take care of myself. We as taxpayers, if you need help, then we'll pay for your, some food and where you have to sleep and everything or whatever. But nobody is obliged to, nobody has to take care of you. Nobody have to. Your parents showed you how to eat with your own hands. When you got up, you went to school by yourself. How dare you turn around and think that you can threaten people? So I'm letting this jerk know that, even if I don't make it, what goes around come around. How dare you? Nobody have to take care of you or, say get your stuff done. I'm so simple. I barely wear makeup. I love me. I love being who I am. I'm not naive. I'm not stupid. I'm just a good person. I went through a lot to leave being a Muslim to becoming a Christian. So I do as the Bible say. I don't say that you or you or you have to do it. That's me. I'm taking care of me. But do not let somebody stress you. I was diagnosed as severely depressed in May. I couldn't tell everybody. I'm like, I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed. People will help me up. People will do this and that. And for the most part, people have. There's just a demon who just don't want me to be at peace. But for the most part, people are decent. They have their opinions. They're entitled to opinions. But I fell down. I just have to find a way up. I fell down and I kept falling down because this person, if it was front, back, side to side, right and left. And I went out. I cried. I talked to certain people because I was like, I can't do it. And when I say that y'all are my friends, y'all are all I have when I left a certain lifestyle. That lifestyle, so I don't deal with relatives. I deal with y'all. If for the people who lie and say, "Oh, you're my friend," that's them. I deal with y'all because y'all are all that I have. Y'all are all that I have. And how dare somebody to turn around and use a person's name to glide on? That bullshit is wrong. And I don't cuss. That's wrong. That's wrong. I'm not going to tell you, I can't tell you that it's going to come back on you because that's God's job. But when you hurt somebody, don't think that somebody won't hurt you too. You want to take somebody's money, you want to point in their head, you want to treat them like a dog. Well, you know what? A dog will get up and run away. He don't want his shoes, he don't want his bowl, he don't want his food bucket. He just want to leave. How dare people in the world turn a good person and make them contemplate on whether life is good enough just because you're unhappy or because you're an asshole. How dare you? Enough is enough. Go find somebody else. Go find somebody else. Find somebody like you. That's all I have to say. I just have to find a way to get up. I haven't figured it out. I don't know how to figure it out. If I used to go on certain people's shows, and this idiot who threw me on the black web, yeah, I have nude pictures, and and he turned around. I got email. Your news are all on this and that. Your news are on that and this, and altered and did this and that. And I'm like, really? Why? Why? because I chose not to be with you, got loans in my name. Y'all, I didn't know people can go online and get a loan in your name and have several loans in my name. So, I mean, it's heartbreaking. And so I went into, you're trying to buy stuff on my Navy Federal account. Do your own stuff. What I've done or who I'm affiliated, you get your own stuff. I can't even have a raggedy ass Bank of America account. You deposit $5, you have thousands of dollars in loan in my name. And I know you're watching because you know I love M3. And I have talked about you on M3's show. How dare you? If I fall, and I know, you know what? I'm not going to lie. I told Miss Jones, I was like, if I fall down, if it's a self-deletion thing, make sure 84 laugh. And I say, I know sin is not a good thing, but maybe in hell, I still hear that man laugh. Y'all don't know how evil some of y'all don't know how evil some of y'all are. I hope it come back on you. I really do. I really do. I don't want to die. I'm gonna say the word I don't want to. Y'all are all that I have, and one person want to. I don't bother anybody. I don't bother anybody.
Lady
I don't
Sophia.
bother anybody. 84. I wish you could make it go away. I wish you could make it go away. I don't understand why. I worked 2 jobs to take care of my daughters. They never were hungry. They never had to hear me say, I can't get shoes for you because you didn't get your child support. I never even mentioned their dad in a negative way. Why? Because they look just like their dad. I don't understand what I did wrong.
You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong.
I'm tired. I wish Abraham Allen Turney, please leave me alone. Quit following me. These content creators don't want to see your porn. Half of the shit is make believe anyway. I couldn't be a woman to you. I couldn't be nice. Just want you to leave me alone. I wish y'all could just make evil people go away. I'm sick and tired of it. If you don't like Kevin Samuel, since my credit is going downhill, I'll buy you a phone. Go plug into somewhere else. You can order Spotify. If you don't like me, click off right now. But don't do this. Don't do this. Do not do this. All Black women are not evil, but there are some demons out there. I have a sister who has a baby by Coco Daddy. So my daughter has a brother and a cousin. Stupid ass. Yeah, some of these girls are just buffoons. Because you got 2 kids trying to figure out why they brothers and sisters and cousins. Dumbass. So yeah, there's some stupid idiots in the world that are female, but there's some of you men, you know better. Look how there's so many women in the world. There's so many women in the world. Are you aware that some men get hurt going overseas? You think that the men don't, the men that's doing trafficking and everything in other countries, you think they ain't making these women lures for you? Now, if you find happiness, I ain't mad at you. But stop hurting people. I've never said that a black man was evil or wrong. Never, not out of my mouth. Nobody on YouTube can say, "Oh, Sophia, did y'all hear her the other day?" Never. I have never said that. And guess who doing me wrong? A black man. And I want it so much. I worship y'all, but I just worship the wrong one. It's two good black men here. It's two good black men here to show you. If you, and I used to tell my daughters, if I'm not woman enough to do whatever it is, you got so many black women in the world. You got so many women in the world. It may be a white woman. It may be an Asian woman. Stop being mean. Go in a cage. Go in your own padded room if you want to be mean. See how you like you. But don't hurt people. Don't hurt people, because some of us can't take it. And see how your mind feel after you do something like that. I'm sorry, M3. I'm so
No.
sorry.
No. You don't have to apologize.
I'm so
You don't have to
sorry.
apologize. You don't have to apologize. It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to apologize.
And that's why I've hidden, because it's embarrassing to love a person and to think that this person is going to be your somebody, and they turn around and throw you on dark web. Oh, and then here's the message. Baby, just so you know, I got some loans in your name and I put it in my wife account. So, and I can't put that on a black man. The trashiest part of a trash barrel, I just dug there and pulled something up. You gotta have, I don't know what to say. Don't be me, y'all. Don't take my advice, but I will say to be nice. Be nice. I haven't failed me. That person failed himself. I'm done. I know I'll probably cry later on tonight, but I think I'm through. That's why I love being bubbly and, saying, and showcasing. And that's why I was watching a baseball game when baseball came out on YouTube Live. Pouring. So I was just like, I can't do it. So my kids can't be around me. The person knows where I stay, and he gets upset if I don't respond. Y'all don't do it. It's so many people getting hurt. Don't do it. I have a police report. They can't do anything. Don't do it. Don't do it. M3, everybody can't be you. Everybody can't be Mrs. M3. I really hate that. And it's a damn shame that every time somebody talk about a decent black woman or a black man, they have to use you, or, saying you and your wife, or the heritage or something like that. Everybody can't be y'all. Everybody cannot be y'all. That's a shame. That's a shame. But then don't want to know why they're by themselves. Be nice. That's a start. Be nice. And there was a wise man that told me, okay, maybe it's not a black or white thing. Just go for where you get your respect from. So thank you, M3. I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who I've gone to under the table, who tried to help me. I'm just in a situation to where a person won't let me run. I'm backed up in a corner. I stay to myself. I can't go out here and there because he's getting beyond toxic. And that's scary when you have to look behind your back. I used to be afraid of other Muslims in the Taliban. Now I just want to breathe. And it hurts so bad. But I still want to hear you laugh, 84. That's one of the things in the world that will make me laugh. And QB, I thank you so much. I thank you so much. I'm gonna have to go get back on Instagram just so I can get her number. I was like, tell 84 just to laugh. If I take me, tell him to laugh. I haven't seen you, but if I hear you, if I go blind, I pray to God I don't go deaf. Because I always and y'all, I'm not trying to be a pedophile or a
Huh?
sexual predator for 84. His laugh just does something for me.
I don't think nobody's thinking that, but yeah, yeah. Princess K, welcome to the panel. Appreciate you, Lady Sophia. We definitely appreciate you
Thank you
sharing.
for letting me cry. I didn't mean to take
No,
up
it's
y'all
fine. It's
time.
fine.
I,
It's
I
fine.
really, I really didn't mean to. Y'all, everybody in the chat, I'm sorry. When I did what I shouldn't have done, as of now, and I call myself somewhat a cute lady, but I actually have a life alert by my bed. I did some things to where I'm trying to get my body to recover. And it was stupid. I won't do it again. But at that time, I didn't have a place to run. So I was like, if I'm not here, that person can't bother me anymore. So the black man, my Lord, that's somebody else's job. I just gave you, you know what I'm saying? I just gave the wrong person that. But right now, I just want to breathe. And it feels so good to be around friends. It really does. And y'all truly are my friend. Don't take anybody for granted. If they say that, you don't know what they're going through.
Mm.
You have no idea what people are going through. When they call you a friend, you just may be all they have.
Mm. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that, Lady Sophia. Princess K, do you have anything you want to add or anything you would like to say, fam? Um, I don't know. Is your mic working, Princess K?
Wait, hold on, Mister. It's so about before and Princess K. Salutes to you. Thank you for coming up. Um, Before you say anything, Princess K, right? Real quick, Lady Sophia, I do want to say thank you for coming up. Thank you for sharing and being vulnerable, especially on a live stream, because that's not easy to talk about things that's going on with anyone inside, even your own self, especially where there's people that's watching you. And I just want to encourage everybody to chat and just say, hey, thank you everyone for showing your love and your compassion and support. And this is what knowledge relationships is all about. Sometimes we have to take a pause on some of our main exciting topics because the common goal really it's not even just for entertainment, but it's also to be a help to someone. Even though I still have to put the disclaimers out there because don't you can't take our advice as word is bond. You still have to take our advice as a grain of salt. But I just want to say thank you, Sophia, for being vulnerable enough to share. And if anything that we could do to encourage, just know that you help us. Your presence by you being alive here and just talking to us, it
Mm-hmm.
helps us to keep going. So never feel at a point that you're at a low where you may feel like life is not worth it because we value your presence of life here in Knowledge Relationships.
I really appreciate that. I'm crying so hard. I'm gonna leave. I love you, Princess K. I love you. I can't do this. M3, I'm die hard, but I can't. I really can't. It's hard to wake up in the morning, but I love being here. And if anything, God, if I'm not here in the morning, I love that I was here with friends. I love y'all so much, but this is so hard. It's really hard. I couldn't even be embarrassed. That's how hard it is. It's really, really, really hard. But I love y'all.
Wait, Lady Sophia, before you go, I know Princess K want to say a few words, so Princess K, go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. You're a little muffled, but we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Sophia, I just come in peace for you. I know exactly where you are right now because I've been there about 3 times. And I tried to commit suicide 3 times, died 3 times, and came back. For those of us who are going through such mental anguish due to people or life situations or whatever, it does feel like there is no hope. But at some point, there's a moment when, even when you don't have strength, you don't have hands to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. When you learn to push forward, there's a lot of strength in you. And I've seen it over the time that I've heard you and seen your responses. You are such a loving person. Such a loving person. We would definitely miss you if you weren't here. And I don't say that to put any guilt on you. But I just want to say I love you sincerely. My heart hurts hearing the pain in your voice. And I'm going to put my number in the private chat. I'm not here to save anyone. I'm not here to give advice because I can't. I know exactly what you're going through. Again, at this point, not a lot of things are going to get through your brain, but love can. And so you call me. I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and all you're going to do is just cry on the phone. Just call me. Because I didn't have a person to call when I was suicidal because of people and situations. And I'd gladly be that person for you. So the next thing I'm going to do right now, I don't know what anybody else's beliefs are on here. You could worship a brown midget with green hair for all I care. But I'm going to pray right now. I'm sorry if it's disrespectful to any of you, but I'm going to pray. Dear Heavenly Father, first I come before you with an open heart and an open mind, Father God. I come before you seeking for your help, for your strength. I pray that you would instill that in my sister here. She is hurting. I'm pretty sure you've seen the nights when she's cried herself to sleep and woken up with wet pillows, Father God. I know you've seen it and I know you hear it. And I know that you don't like your children being in such mental anguish. Father God, I pray that the spirit of retaliation would be off of her. That nothing, no weapon formed against her would prosper, Father God. We love you and we thank you. We know you are a protector. We know you are a savior. We know you are a king. We know you are a provider. We know you are a sustainer, Father God. You breathe life into our very lungs, Jesus. You sent your son onto this earth to die for our sake, for our sins, Father God. You can do everything possible. And right now, my sister is in a situation where she feels like she has no way out, Father God. And you and I both know I've been there. So I come before you today In the blood of Jesus, I pray protection over her mind, over her spirit, over her heart, over her body, over her household. Nothing will be let in, and nothing that is against her shall come and cause harm, Father God. I pray that those angels, the army of angels that you gave to your child, Father God, would come and do their work. I believe and I know very well that you can do anything if we just ask. I come in love here. You know how I feel about people who are dealing with things like this. And I don't have the full power to save everyone, but you do. And I believe in you, Lord God. And I pray for everyone on this line listening who is not voicing any of their mental struggles right now, Father God. I pray protection over them. You know, I pray for all of these people nightly that they would find peace and joy and health in their bodies, Lord God, that they would be drawn closer to you, whether they know it or not, Lord Jesus. I believe you are King, and I love you, and I lift you up, and I lift all of these people here up. I don't know them fully, but I love them so much, God. And this is my sister here, and I love her so much. You see our hearts. You know what will happen. You know what has happened, and you know what will come. In the name of Jesus, I give you glory and all the praise for the work that you're going to do in everybody's life, everybody who is listening to my prayer. There is 100-fold blessing going out on each and every one. Everything that they touch will be successful. Anybody who comes against them will have to deal with you. And you and I both know you are a terrifying God. As loving as you are a terrifying God, and you take care of your children. So I call forth, not only do I ask, but I demand that she be protected and that she feels your love. Even when she doesn't feel love inside of her, Father God, I pray that you would instill the love that you hold for her. Let that be her sustainer, to get up, to keep moving. Because we both know when there are hard times, that only means there's glory up ahead. Something is going against her for a reason none of us know, but you do. And for her to go through this right now means that there's something very special in store for her. I don't know what, but there is. So I stand forth for everybody as a voice, as an intercessor. Lord God, bless them. Before you do anything for me, bless everybody here. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
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 Thank you, Princess K.
Thank you, Princess K.
Amen. Thank you, Francis.
See, this is the type of love that I enjoy in this space where we could come together and be unified. And I want to encourage anyone who is going through any similar pain or distress. Look, if you see your brother or your sister or whatever, anybody, you know, not just black folks or whatever, but just anyone. If you have the power to encourage, please take the time to encourage them. If you have the power of prayer, pray with them and pray for them. But you know, like we need to make sure that I think as far as like in any aspects of accountability, make sure that we're holding each other down, make sure we're doing our part. And if you know anyone else that's going through uh, any thoughts of self deletion, man, do your part to help them to get help. You can't save anyone, but you can reach out. You can at least, do your part to brighten someone's day. Like the tongue can be used to encourage, and the tongue can also be used to destroy. So choose your words wisely, folks, because this is serious. And I know it's easy for people on the internet to just say whatever, and I know how people have different views and all that, but just understand that your words actually have power and meaning to help somebody go through wherever that they're going through. So thank you again, Princess K.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Princess K. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mm. Ah. Sophia, how are you feeling right now?
I love you all because you didn't have to do this. I just didn't want to break down because I know that I'm vulnerable. I know if you do it once, you'll probably do it again. Um, for me, I can't speak for everybody. For me, so this is my only connection to the world, and I really appreciate having some people who I've always admired and to consider family. I appreciate being here. I it feels good not to cry right now because I cry until I just burn up. And I just, you know, I really don't know what to say. I didn't expect this to happen to me. I'm in my 50s, and I'm not saying that it would be better if I was a teenager or in my 20s or 30s. It's just that I'm glad, regardless of how old I am, that when I needed somebody and when I couldn't get up, I at least look y'all's way. So I really appreciate it. Y'all mean the world to me. I really love y'all.
Yeah, and we have love for you too. You know,
We love you too.
yeah.
Thank you. When I grow up, I'm going to be somebody's Mrs. M3. Don't tell her I said, well, you know what? Tell her I said that.
I mean, you're on the live anyway, though, so anybody can catch a replay. But yeah, I hear you, Lady Sophia. Look, I'll say it like this. Um,
And you know what? I'm really not lonely. I don't look for relationships or whatever. I want to fix me, but I want to be happy. I'm happy by myself. I'm really happy by myself. Doing puppet shows for sick children or, saying helping out and volunteering when I can, when I'm not, saying doing um, things or whatever. I'm really happy by myself. I've lived a good life, but when a person don't want you to be happy is where I fail at. So, I just and I don't feel comfortable with everybody. Tonight I did. Tonight
yeah,
I did. God made people for us to lean on, not by me, saying the new Fenty cologne, I mean perfume that's out and everything, but just somebody, God made us to, lean on each other. That's why I gave a kid my laptop because I didn't want him to feel bad when mom and dad fuss and it's like, okay, well, saying give me my laptop, take this and that. And I was like, oh no, the baby got to go to school. I'll be okay. I'm fine. But I just don't know how to deal with the world when they get beyond cruel. Y'all aren't cruel, so I love y'all. I know I'm silly.
Well, Lady Sophia, you came to the right place, and you know, it's easy to be comfortable when you're surrounded by true family. See, the thing is, Sophia, right? You know, you're going through whatever you're going through because you just haven't met the right people, the people that's gonna love you for you. You know what I mean, for who you are. And the thing is, like, although I may not be the type that would say there's always gonna be someone for somebody, but I would definitely would say that you could. There will always be someone that can be on your level. You know what I mean? As far as finding a friend or finding a space or a community. Um, it just takes the effort to like not give up, to keep persevering until we really find a place that we can all, call ourselves home. Um, Bro, Clarence, shouts to him. He says life happens to all of us anytime at any time, sis. We all been to at a point where we were at our low. Even my own self as well too. Um, where it came to like losing other people and feeling like, man, life is meaningless. Why am I here? What is my purpose? Even in 2020, 2019 and 2020, you know, before this live stream, why I'm even here, you know? Like I haven't, in our minds we feel like we haven't really achieved at a level where we're satisfied. And when we feel like we're a failure, um, we feel like, well, what's the other option? The thing is, you don't want to allow the demons to come inside because we all have demons that will attack us. And we all have our thoughts. But then as the time goes by, as years go by, we start to understand that, hey, everything that we thought that wasn't worth it, man, I'm glad that, you know, we stuck around. Shouts to Be Easy, that dude. Slide through saying, what's up, fam? What's up? Be Easy. Thank you for tuning in. Everyone, please get the likes up. The Comedy Cat podcast says life is everything and breathe. You know, you want like I know we're gonna go through our hard moments, but to me the biggest blessing is being alive. Even if I'm going through the roughest times right now, I know that there's always going to be a silver lining where things will get better as long as we keep trying. That's all we gotta keep doing. Keep putting in action to make our lives be better for us, to be our best selves. And, it's okay to feel what you feel. It's okay to express things. But you have to choose the right people to express it. And I'm glad that tonight you came to the space to choose the right people to talk it out to. Also, on a side note, Sophia, just want to let you know, um, Princess K, she did left for contact information in the private chat. Um, Hopefully, you'll take the number and the email down. So I just want to let you know, uh, if you had not noticed, it is in the private chat. So I encourage you to, save her contact info. And yes, lean towards the people who can do it for you. Wally says, this is why I also say, do you know the price you pay with dealing with people? And okay. So yeah, man, man. Oh, that got deep, but
too. This is something I remember.
Mm-hmm. Was it
So
Physical?
I'm like, Sophia, I love you so much, but I'm gonna need you to stop apologizing for being hurt and needing to vent about it. Honey, I love you so much, but
I love you too. I love
you
you
need to
too.
stop doing that because you have a right to speak about what you're going through. And at a point where you don't feel like you don't have anybody to talk to, when it's to the right people that you're comfortable with, you have a right to speak on that. You have a right to vent. You're not a burden. I think I would hate more so than you coming and crying to me about something. I would hate to hear that you passed away. Sometimes crying is all you can do. You're not a burden, honey. I love you so much. You're not a burden.
Thank you. I try to just be the happy one. So, this is different for me to be
Um,
the
yeah,
hurt one.
I'll speak on this because I lived a good portion of years trying to be happy for everybody else, and I was empty on the inside. When you give out so much joy to the world, sometimes it takes a lot out of you, and you need avenues where joy, peace, love can be deposited back into you. Don't feel selfish for that. And I know that it's hard because I come from that background. I used to be that type of person, and it was a hard thing for me to get out of, to actually speak to the people around me about what I was feeling and why, because I was afraid of being a burden. I almost lost my life a few times due to that. But I'm here. I'm not saying this just for entertainment purposes or for this show, but even if you don't fully love yourself, I do. I'll love you the whole way through.
I love you back.
I love you too. All right. I'm like, y'all got me crying after
Oh,
this
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
reality. Nah,
Don't cry.
uh, uh. I didn't say that for real. But seriously, I'm just like this is great. Not only because I got a chance to speak to you, but there's other people who are listening who are probably going through some issues just as much. We all need somebody. Nobody is strong enough to stand on their own, and I don't care who you say. We all need to cry. We all need to vent. Sometimes it's hard enough for people to get out of bed and wash their butt. That depression will kick in real heavy. Sometimes you don't even have any hope to push yourself forward. But I'm here. I'm sure the guys up here, M3, 84, we're a real comfortable space here for anybody. And I'll put myself out on the block. If anybody feels that they need someone to talk to, now I'm not going to give you advice because I'm not a genius, but I can be a listening ear. So just like how I extend this to Sophia and gave her my contact information, if you have 84's contact info or whatever, just ask him for my number. If you choose to contact me, please text because I don't answer unidentified numbers. Just text your name and I will listen. And you won't have anything shared with anybody. I know you can't trust me. I know. But if you feel like you need someone to talk to, You just need someone to listen, a neutral ear. I am here. I hate, I hate it. I hate that so many people are going through so much pain. And I can't do everything. I cannot save everybody. I can't. But I have so much love for for all of you here. I don't know you, but I love you. And that's real. So you get my contact information. I don't fucking care. Excuse my French. I don't fucking care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I have to get up at work in 2 hours. We're going to talk. I will set aside that space for you. And maybe I won't be able to answer the phone then, but I will call you back as soon as possible.
I wouldn't
I,
dare call you at 3 in the morning. And
you
it's so
can.
funny because I used to tell everybody, "Oh, this is a positive realm. You can just come here." And when I first got here, I was like, saying thank you, thank you, thank you, and saying shouting out everybody. And it's funny because life, the circle of life, I'm taking the only the advice that I gave. I'm like, this is a place of comfort. This is a place of this and that. And I went other places, but I still had to come here and just realize that I needed the advice that I was giving other people. Hey, you can be happy here. Hey, this is this person, that is that person, and everything, or whatever. There have been a select few places to where, I'm saying, I verbally get, chat wise, got done real, some real ugly and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'll leave and stuff like that. And there were people who turned around and they actually stood up for me and everything or whatever. So so I've been cautious about not um so not being in a bad space. If there's somebody who, and I've never had that here, I've never had that, saying here or whatever. Is like I said, it's just that I was probably cleaning out the trash and I was at the bottom. I was like, oh, look, here's somebody. And I picked them up. I'm not going to be too ugly and everything. But sometimes, it's just like, and like I say, it's not all men, it's not all black men. It's just that, what I'm saying, it was just my time to get, some done really bad and everything. And I just didn't handle it well. But I do enjoy the positivity here. I do enjoy you, so reaching out to me and everything. I can't, so it hurts my kids because they can't even come around because of the craziness. But I will tell anybody to let somebody know so you won't be like the poor lady in the van. And I'm just going to stop right there. So the people that have something to happen and then, a police have to do a welfare check. So if you know that you've done everything that you can do or whatever, at least, be happy with your friends. So, and I've always called y'all my family. I'll never stop calling y'all, even for the ones who are unhappy and everything or whatever, the ones who, so which I never had that here, maybe on somebody else's platform, but here there, so I've never heard toxicity. And I know, Mr. Intellectual Soapbox was, being apologetic one time or two when I just happened to click in. And I was like, no, they just seeing him the wrong way. Don't y'all dare. He doesn't have to apologize. That's a good man. So that's the type of person that I am. I don't see bad in anybody. And it's just really different when I do see bad in a person. But I'm happy now. I'm not crying. And I thank y'all for that because I sound like such a baby when I cry. I'm not used to being that person. I'm used to the one who, kiss the tears away and like, hey, saying, come on, I have some, saying blueberry ice cream or, saying, hey, let's do this or that and everything or whatever. So it's
And that's
just
what I
different.
said before. Even the people who are the encouragers, they need their own avenue to vent and be encouraged, just like you.
And I have y'all. I swear, I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm really comfortable in my own skin, and people think money, saying will help and do this and that. There was actually a celebrity that I was talking to, and I'm more comfortable with y'all. Nice
Mm.
celebrity and everything, but saying behind closed doors, lies and this and that and everything. And so my kids didn't like it and stuff, and I was like, no, 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 don't, no, don't do this, don't call TMZ, don't do this and that and everything. So, so there are people everywhere, and so I'm okay. It's just that some people can't be bought for money. Some people just want a natural person. Saying I feel really sad for the people who have, saying 80 million pair of shoes, but don't have anybody to bring them something to eat when they have COVID. You know, Uber Eats is one thing, but to have somebody actually there is something else. That's what, so that's what I want. And, saying it not physically, but I have that with you all spiritually. And so that's why I love you. That's why I tell all of you all that I love you, because I have my own reasons for every individual person, and I can tell them why I love them this way or I love them that way. As a matter of fact, the jerk that I was with, I used to always talk about dancing off of Eddie King or whatever. And I was like, hey, listen to Vic or whatever. I was like, but shit, excuse me. I can get down with Eddie and everything. And I was like, you laugh and you sound so good, but 84. And so, and so I unfortunately put people, and the thing of it is that if you laugh, and I'm telling you to laugh for me, but you know what? I'm not even going to talk about that. The dude was married. The dude was married. So I mean, some people are opportunists, but so they're I'll tell anybody or whatever. If a woman come to me and was like, tell me something about 84, I was like, girl, make them laugh. So do this and that and everything or whatever. So you cook and everything. Don't turn around and have something cooking and start doing your hair or whatever. Can you cook? And just make them laugh. Get the finer things out, the natural things out, and everything. Princess K, I love you. About met a guy and everything or whatever. I was like, you know, yeah, I was like, don't be cheap, but eventually, work out at a gym or whatever, and just make sure you duck, bob and duck. She ain't gonna play. She play to win now. So I have
Right.
every, I think I told Be Easy, that dude. I was like, did I tell him that? I think I did say that Be Easy remind me of. I said he sound like Vaughn. I said, you sound just like Vaughn Bryant. Y'all related?
You
And he was
do.
like, no. And I was like, you sound just like Vaughn Bryant. Are you
You're a
related?
very charismatic speaker too. And you have that minister type of voice. We should be calling Vaughn Elder Vaughn, Pastor Vaughn.
Yeah.
They
I
definitely
just,
sounded like for real.
but I'm
Minister Be Easy. He'll probably be like, oh hell no.
Be Easy. Whether he's argumentative or not, he has charisma, and a lot of people don't know how to. It's not an argumentative disagreement, but he will. So if he disagrees, he disagrees. That's one thing you got to know about Be Easy. But he don't do it with the raising the voice and the yelling or whatever. I was like, I know this man has perfect blood pressure, because I mean, he's like, I'm not even gonna yell at you. You just still so wrong. So I love that he's smooth like that. When I saw when I went to a YouTube, I cannot remember that song. Fun, put that song if you don't mind in the chat. And if you see him singing, you're gonna be like, that is an angelic voice and everything. So everybody have their own special talent. But I'm sorry, the top dog is 84. I'm gonna always say that. And
Oh
I don't
my
know if I'm gonna
God.
be in heaven or hell. I don't know if I'm gonna be in heaven or hell, but that's gonna be the first thing that I mention. I was like, y'all, I know I'm in hell and y'all got some cold for me, but y'all gotta listen to this man laugh. So
Oh my God. Uh, um, wow. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to
I
say.
see it all the time. You should be used to it.
I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be. Salute to
There's
Mr.
the
Bryant.
pastor.
Greetings.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying greetings, everybody.
Hey Vaughn.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
We see you, sir.
Yeah, my voice is a little rusty tonight, but I just wanted to get up here and encourage my sister Sophia. You know, we have a relationship here in these YouTube streets. You know that, right? And I've heard your testimony and different things that you've shared in times past. And I just wanted to get up here to encourage you to know that you are loved. And even when you get to that rock and that hard place, you know, just look toward the hills. If you could just do that, because that's where your help is going to come from, and
Mm.
not just from the hills, looking toward the hills, but down here where we're at in the valley. Some of us are in the valley together. You see what I'm saying? And we can help each other figure our way out. You see what I'm saying? So you definitely have people here to support you and that care about you and love you. And I appreciate what Princess K was saying. Everything she said, it just echoes. So, but I want you to be encouraged. And even if you need my information, you can get it from 84. If you ever just want to talk or something, or pray or whatever it is, and I'm here. I'm here. So
I
I
appreciate
just wanted
you.
to come up and just say that to show some support, because I understand what it is, but it's like when you are going through heavy trials, you know, and heaviness, and that's what the enemy comes to do to us a lot of times. He comes to weigh us down. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he can pile on top of us, you know. But so that's why, the scripture talks about how we need to lay aside. Oh, I'm sorry. Lay aside
Oops.
these weights. Yeah, we need to lay aside these weights and things that will easily beset us. So, and sometimes these things that we need to lay aside are people. Some of our weights have to do with individuals. I don't know who I'm talking to about that, but that can be also true. So but I just wanted to encourage you tonight to hold on. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, because you shall reap if you faint not. You see, be not weary in well doing. You know, but in God's time and due season, you shall reap if you faint not. So, and it's hard sometimes not to faint. Sometimes we feel like falling over and just passing out. You know what I'm saying? But we really, at this point, and this is a point in our lives where when we become so weak to the point to where we don't even really want to exist anymore, because I've been in that place, but the scripture said that the strength of God is made perfect in your weakness. His strength is made perfect in our weakness. That's a crazy statement. But at our weakest moments, that's where God comes in and he can strengthen us. But we have to look toward him for that strength.
I
So,
really appreciate that because there's some moments to where I know that I need more than just me and talking to somebody. I was at an all-time low to where if I walk out my doors, I had panic attacks and I would
mhm,
sleep and wake up and not do anything and then still be tired within like an hour and a half. So I
mm,
know that, and I promise you, before this show is over or sometime during the night, I'm just going to bust out and start crying. So I know that it took a lot for my doctor to turn around and to convince me to get help, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying, and I'm not
Yeah.
taking baby steps. I'm trying to get where the baby is. I had a surgeon looked, saying he was like, saying, we're going to help you, but don't do this again. And,
Mm.
so it's, so a surgeon, saying looking at certain things. And he was like, I didn't really think, and it's something because this is a medical professional. He was like, I didn't think that, so I'm looking at you. I'm trying to see, why would you do this to yourself? And I just sit there with a smile on my face and everything. So I cut all of my hair off,
Mm.
and I didn't have a problem with my hair showing my age. I cut my hair off. I've worried to where I'm just salt and pepper now. And I was like, yeesh, I bet you I look 50 now. So
And it's nothing wrong with that now. Look, you see, we have to look the way we are. And it's okay. It's
I'm
okay.
not growing old gracefully. So,
Well, a lot of people could say that about me as well. But I have to look at myself a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Some days I'm like, man, you really getting old, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Some days I'm like, when I get a good shave and get ready to go out to visit the doctor, I'd say, okay, you look okay, brother. You look okay. So there's moments where we, going to feel a little self-conscious, and that's not abnormal. A lot of people feel self-conscious at times. You know what I'm saying? So, but the self-esteem aspect of it is
Vaughn,
very
you're not in
important.
your 50s. This is not helping. You are not in your 50s. It's
I'm
just like,
six- I'm 61.
oh, wow. God loves
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I'm not a young man, but then I could say I'm not an old man. But some people would say that, but I still claim 60. I always say that as a joke, but yeah, but just be encouraged. I believe that God is going to turn it around for you. And when you do cry, I know you said that later on tonight, I'm going to cry. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to burst out in tears. Well, don't cry to the walls and don't cry to the floor. You see what I'm saying? Don't just cry amiss, but cry to God. Actually cry to him while you're crying. You know what I'm saying? David said, this poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and delivered him out of, his struggles or whatever it is that he was going through at the time when he wrote that Psalms, you know. So cry to God and
I,
always
I
have a direction
appreciate
for
that.
those tears.
I appreciate Vaughn. I have read the Bible 5 times. I can tell you, I have prayed to God, but I never asked him the questions,
Yeah.
and I never just told him the things that I'm telling y'all. I sit on my
Mhm.
bed and say certain things or whatever, and it's an agony. But as far as
Mhm.
the way that I'm talking to y'all,
And see, what's happening is because you're opening up, God is opening back up to you through other people. So yeah, you have to open up, not just to any old body though. You know what I'm saying? you know and I'm pretty sure God will let you know who you feel comfortable enough to share your circumstances with. Sincere people who actually care. And I know I, for one, actually care because I have a heart toward people. you know a lot of the stuff that I see on a lot of these streams is just so heartless and purposeless to me. But when we have conversations like this where we have an individual whose life could possibly be weighing in the balance. You know what I'm saying? This is a time for us to step up and lift each other up and encourage each other. And so it just so happens, in this space you don't see a lot of that, but I believe God is going to turn that around too, because people are really seeking the truth. People are seeking for deliverance. People are seeking for salvation. They're not just sitting around and comfortable in the rut that they could presently be in. So yeah, I care. you know and you got to resist that devil. You got to resist him with all that's in you. because he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And that's his purpose and his aim.
Wow, Vaughn, like you definitely a preacher, man. Really strong facts. And I didn't really think about this because one important thing that you said um, is that people that comes into the space, they're looking for something. They're looking for kind of like some type of solutions. And what I mean by saying this is that, well, what is your purpose of investing into a YouTube account? What is your purpose of going to certain YouTube channels and you're investing your time and energy to watch? What do you get out of it? What are you seeking? And it really kind of clicked to me just now. Everybody that's in the chat, everyone that's in this panel, you know, or YouTubers, we all are seeking for something. We're searching for what we're searching for the kind of knowledge that we're hoping that we could get fulfilled by. And I think the reason why people continue to come into this space and whether it's us or other YouTubers is because whatever that they're searching for and those YouTubers are providing that type of solution, it keeps them coming back. And I understand right now when it comes to Black YouTube, we get a negative rep because we're constantly tearing our people down, which is why we ourselves had to make sure we provide some type of structure. Now, I'm not saying it's to bolster ourselves. I just want to keep that clear. But I'm communicating to let you guys know why we do the things that we're doing right now. It's a slow grind, and sometimes we have our hard days because we see other people, they come around and we're listening to black people, black men fighting, black women ripping each other apart, and you see like the views going up as the drama arises, and you get a montage like that. Meanwhile, while there's positive channels that don't really get that type of attention, and it always makes people think that, man, in order for you to have views, you have to give in and start unnecessary drama. But however, you don't even have to be that. I rather, personally, for ourselves and for our team, we rather have a slow pace of real people coming in to subscribe to our channel, as opposed to a bunch of people that just only comes for the unnecessary drama. It's destroy to rebuild. And so once you pretty much destroy like the weeds from your garden, you rip them all apart, you'll be able to plant beautiful seeds and for it to grow and blossom. And so the main key point is that we want to make sure we continue to invite positive people into our live streams. It may become like a boring live stream, you know what I mean, for some. But hey, as long as someone's walking away, you know, knowing something like feeling confident about themselves, you know, feeling
Mhm.
some type of uh, peace in mind, that makes me happy.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree. I agree. And these type of conversations are so meaningful to me. And I never really have a problem uh, coming up on a stream that's promoting some type of positivity. You know what I'm saying, or upliftment. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
uh, and so I gravitate to that type of conversation, and I'm honored to be on here, to be able to share and possibly encourage my sister or anyone that's listening, you know. But Sophia, when you cry tonight, know that it's okay to cry. You know, thank God that He didn't shut up those tears where they can't come out. Some people want to cry and they can't. It is a form of release that God has given us, those tears. And Jesus wept. You see what I'm saying? People debate and they say, well, a man shouldn't cry. But if we were all to be honest, there are points in our life where we've cried. We've lost a loved one. You see what I'm saying? We've lost a job. How many people have cried when you lost a job? Men cry as well. You see what I'm saying? But I don't want you just to cry hopelessly. I want you to cry with hope. Because just like it says, there's a scripture that says that they that sow in tears shall reap in joy. You know what I'm saying? And then you've heard the old people say at times, that weeping may endure for a night, but then there's going to be joy that comes in the morning. And so after you've wept all night, after you wept sore, after you cried till your eyes are red, your eyes are sore. You see what I'm saying? By the morning time, that's when God brings joy. Now, does the morning time mean when the actual sun comes up? You have to really get a revelation of that scripture, because I don't believe that it just means you cry tonight and when the sun comes up, you'll have joy. But weeping may endure for a night. You see what I'm saying? But joy comes in the morning. And whatever that morning is, you see what I'm saying? That's when that joy is going to come. But it shall come. So don't lose faith, because like I said, at your weakest moment, that's when God's strength becomes perfect in you. But we just have to look toward Him. We have to look toward Him. And that's what I do, for all of my situations, trying to be a father, trying to be a good husband. God has blessed me with longevity in my marriage. My son is approaching 18 years old. He's about to graduate from high school. You know what I'm saying? So, wow, God is good, but we just have to look toward Him. So, like I said, I'm here for you, my sister. I definitely, when I meet people, whether it's online or just through a conversation, God gives me a discernment of what type of spirit they are, you know, and I sense a very good spirit from you. You know, you're just in a vulnerable state right now, and I believe that God, through people that you reach out to, because by you reaching out to some other people, God is going to use those people to kind of give you answers as well. Not saying that we're counselors or, that we're medically inclined to give you, a clinical advice. I would always say, a wise person will always seek counsel. I don't care if you're the Pope. You need counseling. So it's okay to go and get some type of therapy or counseling when we're having certain struggles. That's the natural aspect of it. But at the same time, there is a spiritual side of it. And so then we need to know where to go for that. So I don't want to say too much because I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. But thank you all so much for having me. And my sister, I'm going to continue to pray for you because I know that things are going to turn around for you. Just
Thank you
don't
so
give
much.
up. Don't give up. Don't give in.
Thank you so much. I'm trying my best, and that's one thing I did state that I didn't want to, uh, be so a part of the aftermath and everything. But I also know that I'm here with Satan, and there are demons here. And the sad part is that a lot of people don't understand that the demons are demons. You don't have to act demonic or evil. And Satan is just looking at all of his initiates. You never hear that hell don't have enough
Uh-uh.
room.
Uh-uh. Before you go any further, I'm sorry to interrupt you. You keep on speaking death onto yourself.
No. What I was saying is that I didn't want to, and I just said
Mhm.
I have to realize that I'm here with, what I'm saying, here on earth with demons. And so, and just
No,
like, they have
so-
antennas here. They
Sophia,
have
you're
antennas
speaking
too.
death onto yourself again. Darkness doesn't coexist with light.
But when it's
I'm
around the
I'm
corner,
listening to you. I'm listening to you, and I'm not saying this to argue or to admonish you, but your words is death.
for
You
instance,
keep on saying
I swear to
you
God,
did
I didn't
this.
tell that guy to put me on the dark way up. I didn't tell him to steal my credit, steal
I'm
my
not
identity.
talking about what he did, honey. I'm not talking about what he did. But I've been listening to you. You have said, I can't. I don't have the strength enough. I can't do this anymore. I can't.
It
Demons
hurt.
are
It hurts for
surrounding me.
some people.
I
It hurts
know.
for some people. I wish that I was the people who say it's okay, and then the next day I can do it like a switch.
Even that. No, no, no. That's not what I'm saying. To admit I'm in the dumps. I feel like I'm in the pits. You ever read the story of David? That man was in the caves, being chased every day. He had a whole troop of people following him. What did he do when he was praying to God? I'm sorry to go spiritual, but this is what he did.
No, I mean,
He said to God,
I
he
understand because
said to
people,
God,
can
I'm
tell
in the
me
pit.
Job's story.
I
Job's
need help.
story was Job's story. I
It's
wish I
no,
could. I'm trying. I'm just
no,
trying to
you're
rise
not
up. And you know
listening
what?
to
There's so
me.
many people that I say rise up and rise on. I can't take my advice.
You're
Okay,
not listening to me, honey. You're
I'm
not.
trying. I'm
Listen,
trying.
listen.
I'm
Hold on. Hold
trying.
on. Let's
I'm really
stop
trying. I
speaking for a
can't rise
minute.
up and rise on. I'm trying. I
No,
don't need a woman or a man or this and that. And I do talk to God. I swear to God, I talk to God.
Mhm.
I swear, but I can't take my advice. It's
Mhm.
hard for some people. It's really hard for some people.
I
And,
Yes.
know.
and I do it.
Sweetheart,
I
I
do it.
know.
I do it all the time. I refuse to go. I'm not going to tell you how many Muslims who have told me to just come back. Things will be better if you just come back. Even when my mom cashed my $24,000 equity check, you know what I did? I did what God told me to do. I didn't bother her. I moved out of the space. I did not bother. This is my birth mother, the one who called me the weakest link. I didn't mess with her because I actually do what God say. I actually do what God say. I don't hate people. I don't hurt people. I don't use people. I don't take advantage of people. I do not. But right now, at this moment, I cannot rise up and I cannot rise on because it's not for me to right now. I'm trying. That's why I told Vaughn I'm trying to get where the baby is. I'm
Right.
trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm listening to you all and I'm trying. But right now, Satan is the one who got his foot on my neck.
And so we come against that spirit. You know, one can chase 1,000 and two could put 10,000 to flight. So when there's two or three gathered in
Vaughn, I
his
can't
name.
do it. I
No,
can't
no, no,
do
no. I'm not
it.
talking about you, sister. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you at all. No, I want you to listen, listen, listen. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the two or three people that are up here that are gathered in God's name to help you come to a place of deliverance. See, we can help because we can put our
I don't
prayers and our
want to
thoughts
be
together.
here. I don't want to be here.
Okay, well, I'm still praying for you, and I want to let Bolo because he just jumped up here. I want him to. see what what he could add to the conversation. But we're all here for you, sister. Right now, we're all here for you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for allowing me to come up.
Yes, sir.
I hope
Salute,
I'm
brother.
saying. Hey, what's going on? Sophia, is that your name? She.
Yeah, she is. She is. She's just listening.
Yeah, well, I really want to have a conversation with her because you know, this what she's going through right now is it's something that it's not something that you could just talk, tell her, right? This is something that we need to converse and have a conversation concerning it. Um, I heard you guys bring up David and bring up Job, and she's in a place right now where she can't see in front of her. She just can't. And what you guys are doing, which is so awesome, is just rallying around her. But I didn't hear the whole story. I just popped up and I heard her crying. So that's when I, decided to come up. What was she talking about? Okay, and she disappeared.
Well, I came into the conversation a little bit late as well, but I knew that there was a dilemma, and so I'm praying to God to give me some type of words of encouragement. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that the words that were shared were encouraging, but at the
No,
same time, this
what
sister's in a
happened?
place from what I could hear.
What was
She's
she saying?
she's she's in a very very low place right now. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And
It's
she needs help. She needs some type of
Absolutely.
definitely help.
That's why I had to stop talking, because I've been there, and no amount of Bible stories, now that I think about it, no amount of Bible stories or encouraging words or truth talk could actually bring me out of that.
Right.
That
That was
that
something that I spent years working through, actually. And it was on my decision because I wanted to live. Nobody at the bottom actually wants to die.
absolutely.
They don't
You see,
want to die.
the example that I give a lot of the times is um the World Trade Center, right? You had men and women jumping out windows because they didn't want to feel that fire in their back. They had a decision that they had to make: burn or jump. And they know jumping would end their life. Now, take the World Trade Center out of that and just keep that thought process. People that suffer with depression and people that are suffering with trauma, they don't want to die. They just want the pain to end. And a lot of the times, you know, when they're in that place of darkness that she was speaking, the only answer that seems readily available is self deletion. And this is why, a lot of the times in situations like that, it's not about giving her a breakdown, right? It's not about, telling her what she needs to do. There's a time and a place for everything, right? Time for life, time for death. We all know that scripture. This is the time to listen. Because let me tell you why. It's like having a cup that's already filled with water. The more water you pour in it, it just overflows. You have to let her speak so that there is room for whatever you put in her to keep, to take. Right? If, we're giving her these words of encouragement, which is beautiful, but at this point, we have to understand that she can't process that at
Right.
all. So, what Princess K just said is absolutely right. She can't process it. And that's why, I was asking to speak with her. But see, that's what the enemy does. Right? We have to understand. And it's so funny, brothers and sisters, that we just finished we just finished reading Job. And
Wow.
what's crazy is we need to understand that Job was the epitome of a conversation that he was having with his father, right? Because we have to understand, Job was never told why he was going through what he was going through. God never told him that I had a conversation about Satan and I brought you up and this is and so forth and so on. Job was never told that. Job just knew he went through something and he had to stay on point. But the reason why I bring him up is it's okay to be upset. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to come to your father and yell and scream and say, I'm hurting, going through something. It's okay to do that because Job did that. But the one thing Job never lost, and this is what it sounds like Sophia, I believe her name is, lost, it's faith. See, fear is the direct killer to faith. Because when you have fear, you go into doing your own thing. In other words, if I say, okay, M3 is supposed to be picking Bolo up at 6 o'clock. I have faith, strong enough thinking that he's going to pick me up. But if my faith wavers in any fashion or form, I'm calling Princess K. I'm doing my own thing at this point. So now let's correlate that to God. When we lose faith in God, we start doing our own thing. We start moving on our own accord. It's like a GPS. If you don't know this terrain that you're in and you happen to lose the signal, the best thing for you to do is pull over and wait for you to get a signal. But because of man's pride, what do? We continue driving and become more lost, right? And anyone will tell you, any camper will tell you, any military man will tell you, if you get lost, stay where you are and let them find you because you only become more lost. So we have to understand that the worst thing, there is no glory in death. There is none. There's no glory in death.
Bolo, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Because Lady Sophia is back. I want to
Yeah.
give her a chance to speak and kind of vent how she felt. I know you want to say a few words for her.
Absolutely.
I'm
Lady
glad she
Sophia,
came back too.
Lady
Hello?
Sophia, can you unmute?
Hello.
Hey, darling. First off, before you start, right, I want you to email me so we can talk offline.
Okay.
Okay, so talk to us. What's going on? What are you feeling?
I try to be the good, wholesome person and another human being who I wasn't aware wasn't a human being, just made life a living hell. You can't respect a woman who's these. I don't have twerking videos. I don't show my backside. I have never. If you go on my, well, I deleted my Instagram. It's still here until September the 29th, but I just have plants. The one that you told me that you wouldn't call Annabelle, I have her up there too. But that's all I do. I do certain things. And this person who I thought wasn't a demon put me all on black web. I have pictures that's intermingled with porn. I'm in my 50s. I'm praying for grandkids. And this person did this, went online and got loans in my name. And bumped into all of my bank accounts, did everything. And I had no idea. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And the person told me, because I walked away, not because I'm a bimbo street harpy. I called the police and he was like, yeah, you're on dark web. I was like, I don't even want to see it. I have a right to be intimate with somebody. I'm divorced. I have a right to, if I think that you're my partner, to do certain things. I've been celibate for over 2.5 years. If I want to do it, I know how to do it. I have 2 kids, 23 and 30. But because a person, took advantage of somebody who was trying to be decent, now I'm not. And I was getting all types of pings. So my daughter was like,
actually, I had been, saying did it because things were going on, and I believe 84 told me and Princess how to, saying do the, saying how to, saying make our Instagram private. But once you're on there, I don't know how to go on a dark web and erase the stuff. And every, it's something every day, every week, every this and that, and so it embarrassed me, and it degraded me. And so he was like, are you going to talk to me? 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 So he's in my emails, that my private emails and everything. And so I'm like, and so today I'm up here looking, and I was like, okay, so you got my Navy Federal, you got Bank of America too, you got the other one too, or whatever. So I'm like, there's nothing else to do. I turn around and try to do stuff or whatever. And so, the people who are, so I try to talk to, you're seeing what I'm doing. I was on my phone last week and had to call AT&T because I'm looking at the phone and it's going up and down, to the side. And I'm like, really? And people know how to push your button and scoot you to the side and scoot you to the side and scoot you to the side. I ran away when I left Islam and became a Christian. I know what it's like to run. I know what it's like for people to hate you. And I get happy and I be around, saying this and that. I don't need a person to make me happy. I'm happy in my own skin, doing my own thing. I laugh and do stuff. I have gardens and stuff. That's what makes me happy. But, people know how to, if you don't make them happy, then they want to enslave you. And that's what happened to me. So I can't be a decent woman with everything being on, it's a dark web and this and that and everything. I partied hard in my 20s and 30s. I mean, I still was a mom, but I mean, they didn't know. I didn't sit down in their bed and talk to them after, you know, I did whatever and everything or whatever. Was just discreet and private with my kids. I was a good mom. I worked 2 jobs. And then somebody just, because I decided to walk away, and I didn't even know he was married. This is a married guy. It's like, oh, yeah, I got 2 loans and I put them in my wife's account. So I'm like, it can't get any worse. It can't get any worse. And the more I try to just ignore him, he's the type of person who's like, if you ignore me, I'm going to make you hate me and I'm going to make you hate yourself. And that's exactly what happened.
May I say something to you?
Yes.
Okay. When you look in the mirror, what do you see?
I see a woman who cut her hair, who cut her, who just became salt and pepper overnight in a matter of months. And I smile and I say, okay, that's Sophia. That's Sophia. And then I get through smiling and I cry because that's the real Sophia.
Why do you cry?
Because I can't fix where I'm at.
What do you mean?
And I
Where?
pray. I pray all the time.
Wait, wait, slow it down, slow it down. What is it that you can't fix? Now, understand, how you feel affects how you see, right? Let me give you an example of that. If I've given everything to a woman and she hurts me, and this is my first love, at that point, every woman is an op. Because how I feel affects how I see until I get over that trauma and conquer that trauma and know that every woman is not like that. So, this thing that this guy has done doesn't define you. And what you're doing is you're letting it. You're letting your past. Life is meant to be lived forward and understood backward. It's not until we go through something and finish going through it that we typically understand what we just went through. When you're in dung, everything smells like dung, right?
Yes.
Right. So you know what you did in your past. That doesn't define who you are. That doesn't define the woman that you have become. It doesn't define the mother that you currently are. It doesn't define you. Does it hurt because this man betrayed you? Absolutely. And you have every right to feeling hurt. You have every right to being angry. But this is the thing. This is the thing that I want you to understand. Be angry and sin not.
Ephesians 4:26.
Boom.
I know the Bible. I
There
do.
you go. So here's the
That's
thing.
good that you know that
Knowing
word.
it,
That's good.
knowing it is good. Apply it.
Mhm.
That's it doesn't make any sense if I know the whole book but don't apply it. You ever watched The Karate Kid?
I did. I
That,
have a lot.
that kid did that same move in 8 movies and in a TV series. That same move, put his hands up and kick. That same one move because that's what he knew. So it's not about how much you know, it's about what you apply. So what the enemy wants you to do is forget who you are because you're so angry. That's what anger does. And you guys brought up Job, Princess K brought up David. And what's so awesome about what Princess K did, I just want to read something to you because you did the opposite of this. It said, this is Psalm 61. I'm only going to read the first 2 verses, but I want you to listen. Hear my cry, O God. You're crying. And you're saying, hear my cry. This is David. Attend to my prayer. From the end of the earth, I will cry to you. When my heart is overwhelmed. Is your heart overwhelmed?
It is.
Okay, listen to the next verse. Let me to the rock that is higher than I. For you have been a shelter for me. Don't ever forget what you and the Lord have in common. Don't forget that relationship you and him have because of the pain you're going through. That's what he wants you to do. The enemy wants you to stay in that emotion. He wants you to become an emotional animal. That's what he wants, right? Because emotions have no context, it has no perspective. I'm just pissed off and I'm angry. But the Lord wants you to be a spiritual creature. He wants you to take that emotion and say, here, mental, decipher this to me. Give context and perspective to this emotion that I'm feeling. So now I know what you're going through is bad. And I'm not going to say it's any different. But perspective is everything, right?
True.
Okay. You have your health. You have
I
2
do.
beautiful children. And
Yes.
again, I'm not taking away that you're in pain now. I'm not taking away. But there's always someone worse off. You know what the Lord did to me one day? My son, when he was young, had a speech impediment. And I knew that these kids are relentless when it comes to bullying. And this was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I just started weeping for him. And I'm watching television. You know what television show came on right after that? Child Born with No Face. And I told God, I got it. There's always someone worse off than you. What does the Lord want you to learn in this situation? Because, Sophia, you're a child of the Father, man. He didn't raise no weakling. You ain't no weakling. Are you going to suffer through pain and suffer? Absolutely. You are. But understand who got your back. The Lord tells you, if I'm for you, who can be against you? All these scriptures you know, apply it now. Don't forget them. Now, again, I'm not telling you that doesn't hurt. Job ripped off his clothes, butt naked. He was in pain. But the one thing he never did was lose faith. He never let go of his father's hand. Never. Doesn't mean you can't be angry. Doesn't mean that you can't yell at the Lord and say, hey, hear me. I'm hurting. Look at your daughter. She's in pain. Please. Nothing wrong. But understand the Lord has always been faithful, hasn't he?
He has, because last year I had a liver tumor, and right before they gave me a biopsy, believe it or not, and I love you, Dr. Hawk, in Fort Worth, Texas. He was like, "We got another ultrasound. It's not there. It's not spewing anything. It's not. This is a liver tumor." And I was like, "Oh my goodness, how can this happen? Why is this happening to me and everything?" And I did talk to God every day.
So you had a liver tumor. A liver tumor.
A liver tumor. It
And this
was
right here,
1.34 centimeters, and they were like, you have, some tumors and everything, and we need to, before it grows, we need to go ahead and, some cut it out. And so I talked to people, and they was like, "Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, this and that and everything." And
and look what he did. And look what he did. So now you're
look what
going
he
through
did.
something. You're going through something monetarily. What's harder, the liver tumor or the dark web? The liver tumor. The Lord cured you of a liver tumor. Telling you,
Yes, he
daughter,
did. He
I'm here.
did.
Right. Again, doesn't take away from your pain, doesn't take away from your feelings, doesn't take away. But don't you ever let your pain define you. Don't you ever let your pain make you let the Father's hand go when the Father has done so much for you. You have 4 people up here at 1:14 in the morning. And I'm sure some of these men and women have to go to work, but they are here for you, letting
I
you know
appreciate that.
that, but, but it's to let you know that although we may be in different parts of the country, we are here for you, right? And
Exactly.
it's not about us. Our job is to be that light and to point you towards Christ. That's what it is. That's what it's always been about. He healed you of a tumor. If he healed you of a tumor, what can this dude do to you? If he
I
healed
I
you of a tumor,
appreciate that, Bolo, because I used to come to your show, but then I got too embarrassed when all of this happened, and I stopped going. I remember, I love your sister. I love her to death, but I was so hurt and I was so embarrassed. And you have never shown anybody, you have never belittled anybody, but it hurt my feelings so bad. I was like, I don't want to be here because they'll see me and it's gonna hurt me. And that's the only reason why I stopped going to your show. It's because I was that hurt and I was that embarrassed. And you're not a mean person. You're not a vain, evil person. But I was that down. I was lower than mud. And I wanted to talk. I got your phone number from your, from your description box. I got your email and I couldn't do it.
why?
I couldn't,
Why?
because I was embarrassed.
Okay.
I was so embarrassed and everything, and I just didn't want anybody to know. Even
Okay.
though it's for the world to see now, I still didn't want
Forget
you
that.
to know. I didn't want you to know. I didn't want Vaughn to know. I didn't
Listen,
want 84 to know. I didn't want Princess. I didn't want, saying Queen B been done took my shank back. Excuse me, Queen Forever 2K been done took my shank back. I didn't want the people who I tell to rise up and rise on and it'll be okay and I love you or whatever. I couldn't direct that to me because I got lost.
you
And
know what that's
it
called?
it it, it,
Sophia,
it
you know what that's called? You know what that's called? Pride. You had pride. You had pride. You had pride.
But don't you
We all,
understand? I'm the
I
one who
understand.
I'm
No,
the
don't
perfect. I'm the
understand.
one who everybody looked to. I
So,
never cried. I'm the
baby,
weakest
baby,
link. I'm not gonna let my mom
darling,
win and call me the weakest link, and it come
darling,
true.
Sophia, we all fall short of
I've heard that
evil.
all my life. I
Sophia,
didn't want that lady to laugh in my face. The woman who called me her daughter and I called her mom was my aunt Jean. Are you aware that when my mom, the lady who told me, "Baby, don't do that. Repent every day because then you'll find favor with God. You do your daily duties, pray, repent, and ask God to rebuke in the name of Jesus Christ." And she taught me when the streets was teaching me when I got put out at 15. And I asked my mom to come, let me come back home. And you know what she told me?
what'd she tell you?
That'll make me look bad. And my dad, the Muslim minister, was the one who said, Sophia, I don't want you on the streets. Come home. And that lady hated me ever since. When Aunt Jean died, I had worked from an open and closed shift. I have 2 degrees. Work was hard where I was. I got laid off. So I worked at a laundromat, open to close. And I was dead dog tired. I still had bills to pay. I was like, I'll take any job. As long as I get my W-2s and everything or whatever, I'll do this. That lady called and said, Sophia. And I was like, I'm really tired. And she was like, did your mom call you today? And I just didn't say anything because I knew she wanted to pick a fight. She was like, nobody told you? And I was like, told me what? And she was like, I get the joy of telling you this. You know the lady that you call mom? Well, she's dead. You don't have anybody but me. How does that make you feel?
Well, let me say this to you.
This is what I grew up with.
L-
Y'all
let,
had normal people. I had a harpy raising me,
let me
but she
say this
took
to
the
you.
glory as a
Sophia,
mother and called me the weakest link.
okay, let's slow it down because I want to focus on you. Right? Now, the people you called out, Vaughn, Mr. Intellectual, Princess K, Vaughn, Eric, right? What I want you to understand is this. We all fall short. I
Y'all
have
are evil. Y'all aren't
hold
evil.
on,
Y'all
listen,
are
listen,
not evil.
hold on. We'll deal with your moms. Let's put her to the side. Let's deal with you. Let's get you good. Let's get you good. Because we have to understand that all of these things that we read is for our learning. It's for us to apply. It's not just for us to read and go to sleep. You have to read this, man. You have to believe it. You have to live it. And this is what you do. So this is just your turn to fall. And we all will be where you are. Not in the same place, but we all will fall. Time and chance happens to all. We all fall, darling. All of us, even the ones that look spotless, we all fall. Those are the ones you need to stay away from. The ones that show you their markings, those are the ones you need to cling to. I'm not man enough to tell you that I don't suffer with depression. I do. I suffer with depression. So the man who you think is strong and all that, there's times I wake up crying in the sweat. There is times I'm broke. And this is when I reach out to my brothers and sisters and they pour into me. Listen, you're okay. And what the enemy does, because you have to understand that the Lord is very pictorial. So when he says that, watch out because Satan is seeking who he may devour as a roaring lion. What do lions do? They prey? They isolate them, right?
Yes.
And what did he do with you? He isolated you through your pride. You went through this by yourself when you didn't need to. You have people that love you. You have people that are here, that are ready to fight for you, that are ready to pray for you. You didn't need to go through this by yourself. You don't have to go through this by yourself, dear. You don't. You're choosing to. This is why we have to stay in cognitive thought. I know when the pain hits, you just want to punch a wall. I get it. I've been there. Believe me, I've been there. But you got to breathe. Take 3 seconds. Step back. Realign yourself. Doesn't mean that your situation changes. It just gives you a better perspective in how to attack it. Because if you don't clear your mind and regain who you are a good woman, an awesome mom. You are a believer. There's so many different things Satan's going to pull out. These are the end times. You think he's playing? He ain't playing. He is not playing. He's playing for keeps. So you have to understand it. You have to understand the mechanics of this war that we're in. It's not a flesh war. It's a spiritual war. So who is supposed to fight for us? Our Father. He says, be still. For I'm fighting for you. But if you don't give him a chance to do that, then you're isolating him out of the situation. How dare you not call me? When my number's on 24 hours a day for anyone to call. For anyone to call. You don't have to go through this by yourself. And you got 5 people up here that are here with you. Now, we may not be able to say, have you shut down all those accounts and everything? Have you done that?
All except for my email. I'm changing my phone so I can have a different number tomorrow. And I just realized Navy Federal, they own it. So they changed the account when they was like, you tried to buy 5 Apple phones. How many do you need?
Word.
So
So,
Navy Federal was on it, but I'm just now realizing certain things. So I'm doing
okay.
everything over.
All right. So you're doing everything that you need to do. Now allow us to pour into you.
I'm
So that
sorry
you
because your number is always there and everything. And I look at it and I touch it
can
and then I just
call. Please call. Please. Please call.
I'll change my plant's name to.
Listen, at the end of the day, this is what we do for each other. We are a village. Everyone has a brick. Everyone is a brick in this spiritual church that the Lord is building, right? Everyone has a position.
Can I
Every
can I stop you right there and say something? I mean, because right now I really don't care. One person on Instagram kind of noticed and he talked to me about it. I don't like doing lives a lot. And please, I'm not trying to weird anybody out. I shift. And if once somebody see it, somebody else has to. I love God. I heal. I go through a lot of stuff. I heal instantly. I've had a brain tumor, not a brain tumor, a bone tumor in 2008. Don't have it anymore. I been type 1 diabetic. I don't know my real age. Bank of America said one thing. They said 68. My daughter found papers to where I was a student in 1970. My license have a much younger age. I don't know a lot. I felt myself shifting. I don't care who knows it. I'm a Christian. I don't I used to be a smart person. Russia wanted me for a science exchange program. I'm really smart, but I don't know a lot of things now. But I know that I go through things and I mean, so be it what happens and everything. For the one person who noticed it, I'll just say you're really smart. There's one live I was on and I started shifting and I had to leave. It's not the most glamorous thing, but it's a pretty thing when I do it. And I don't understand a lot of stuff. I pray to God every day. I do my daily duties every day. I get my daily bread every day. I'm not, this is the first time that I've been afraid of a human. I don't fear much of anything. I've been slammed on police cars and this and that and everything, and, arrested and then record expunged, this and that and everything. And I know that I'm looked at. I like being me. That's all I know. I like being me. I'm not ashamed of my past, but that person found an Achilles heel. I don't have anything to hide. I love everybody. So what if I'm different? So what if I'm different?
Now you speaking in strength. Now
I
you
don't,
speak.
I don't want people to be afraid of me. And I've always tried to be nice. I'm gonna tell you right now, I really don't give a good right or left about anything that anybody don't know. I walk at nighttime, and the reason why, and there are no city lights where I am. I'm in a good part. I walk at nighttime because I'm at peace. I lay on the ground. I lay in the ballpark because I'm at peace. There's nothing to fear. I'm not afraid of being anything. But this particular person found my Achilles heel. And I can tell anybody I'm not an evil person. I'm not a bad person. Even when I was on O'Shea Duke Jackson place and there was a guy who was just completely bitter and rude. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I won't be here if you don't want me here. That's me. I don't have a I was bred to be in arranged marriages. I know how to act a certain way and I know how to deal with certain things whether I want to deal with it or not. I was bred a certain way. That word doesn't hurt me. This for some reason hurt me and I don't know why. It just did. I'm not vain. I'm not rude. I love everybody. I love everybody. I don't even hate that guy. I just told him, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. I feel like, and for some of y'all who know the movie Powder, that's how I felt dealing with certain things. I just want to be, I'm really cool, but
I love that
when
movie, Lady Sophia. I love that movie.
I love that movie too. You good people, you know that. That's me
That's my
though.
movie.
That's me. I love everybody. I've never told anybody here that I hate them, that I go to HE double hockey sticks, this and this and that and that. I try to be the most positive person. I hurt. I hurt. And this is why my mother don't like me. It's because my daddy never cried over her, but when I got sick and became a diabetic, he cried. And she hated me. And I was like, what they say about women is true. I swear, what they say about women is true. And I had to learn from my dad that all women aren't evil. I had my kids learn how to cook by my dad. My dad showed me, saying how to appreciate me and how to love everybody. Even when a person, he was like, they're just having a good day, but you still love them. Even though my dad was a Muslim minister, he taught me how to be a woman. He didn't like me opening the Bible, and he had some. He was just like Fred Sanford with the put 'em up. But when it came to the Bible, but I've never read a Quran. I touched one. I wasn't supposed to, but I touched it. I've read the Bible 5 times, and that's why I love Christians, because not extremists, but Christians are good people. Even if they have a bad day, they're still good people.
Yeah, a lot of us are.
I wanna respect everybody that's up here. Give everybody a chance to definitely chime in. I know you all been listening.
Well, I'm gonna
Um,
drop off, Mr. Intellectual. I'm gonna
okay,
drop off.
yeah,
You know, it seems that Sophia's in a better place. Princess K. Vaughn, Mr. Intellectual,
Yes,
thank you
sir.
for
God
letting me up.
bless you, man.
You too, but how's your wife doing? She good?
She's good. She's
That's
she's
good.
she's doing quite well right now.
I think you're
Thank
in
you,
good
man, for
hands.
asking.
You're good. I think you're in good hands. Sophie, you have my number. Please call me.
I
Okay?
will. I'll
I love
definitely
Thank
keep in touch
you.
with you and Princess
you.
K. I love
thank you,
Love
both
you,
of
Bolo.
right?
y'all. Thank you.
Yes, please do.
Yes.
Call me.
Have
Love
a
you,
blessed
Bolo.
night,
Love you, man.
guys. All right, no
You
doubt. I
too.
love you too, brother.
All right, brother Von Eric, brother Wally. I know y'all been listening, so anything y'all want to chime in on?
Marion can go first.
Oh no, go ahead, Wiley. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Wow, this is very much touching subject right now. I just want to make that. I just want to reply to an early statement that Sophie made. About the rest of us we're dealing with everyday people. It's like, but I'll say this. Based upon your situation, based upon other people, yeah, you could somewhat say that, yeah, we deal with normal people because those people would, get up and just leave. They'll be done with us, right? When the situation is what it is, they'll leave us, move on. But I'll say this: don't they still have that negative energy that still lingers? That still say, they still left us though. We pour in a lot of people, and I made the statement earlier. I said, what is do we really know the price that we pay that when we deal with certain people? We don't know all the times who we choose to deal with are probably the best for us. But when we pour in, we hope that it works out. And when it doesn't, it sucks a little bit. It sucks probably a whole lot, right? Because we could have just been somewhere else, doing something else, giving our time to something else. But you know what? We end up giving our time to certain people. And you would think to these certain people, they would acknowledge that. They would recognize that. Versus just being able to just sit there and be able to throw it all away. So that's just my visuals for it because just hearing that alone, I just look at it in life and I say, I looked at a lot of people I had, and even to the point of to the comment when she said, hey, I thought my safest place was here, and and that flashback in my head so perfectly because I thought my safest place was back where I was before, but I realized the cold hard truth was it was never my safest place. It was just a place that I was familiar with. But reality, when I moved and I switched lanes, it's like I thought my safest place was my best place, but reality it was never my best place because it showed me the truth. So I had to realize that it may be a place I loved, it may be a place I enjoyed, it may be a place I had my happiest moments. But at the end of the day, it was just a place. It
Mm,
wasn't forever.
wow.
And as much as we have love for it, as much as you pour yourself into it, you gotta realize you gotta walk away. And it hurts, but you just gotta take that step and be able to move forward. So yeah.
Wow. It's a lot of truth to what Wally just said because a lot of times our comfort zones, and we can call it that, a comfort zone. Sometimes the comfort zone is not a good space to be in, but we have become so familiar with it, just like what Wally was saying, that we think that it's good because we feel comfortable in that space. Just like, oh, if I smoke crack, I feel comfortable in a crowd of other people that are doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And to me, at that time, could have been my comfort zone. But a lot of times, like he said, the space that you're in may not always be a good space just because it's comfortable, you know. And sometimes some of our best achievements are made when we come out of our comfort zone. So just wanted to add that in there.
Thank you, Wally. I appreciate it.
I'm
I love,
learning. I'm
I
learning
love,
a lot tonight. I love you so much.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. And thank y'all for being my family.
Yo, brothers appreciate. Man, everybody's. Man, I feel a lot of compassion and a lot of emotions. Um, I really don't have a lot to say because um, I believe everybody on the panel said some wonderful words and some wisdom and some knowledge. And it's just wonder to see that when people speak from their heart, how much knowledge and wisdom that you gain from it. Even in the chat, the comments that's been flowing has been wisdom and knowledge. And I give all praise to people in the chat and the words and beautiful words that has been spoken. Brother Bolo said some great encouragement, much wisdom and knowledge in what he said. Wally, and even you, Sophia, by you up here expressing your feelings, it shows where your heart is and your wisdom. Even you expressing your feelings, wisdom came out of that, and people can learn from that. It's just good to be a part of a family like this, and brothers and sisters able to come together and lift each other's up, and it's just good to see this. I appreciate intellectual you having this conversation. Um, much up to you. Let people talk like this and coming together like this. So and you get all the praise, you and relationship and all the team that put this together. And I appreciate all of y'all for being here.
I can add another thing to it. I'll say this, right? In most cases, our safest place or the place that we start is always a place of teaching, but it doesn't mean it's always a place that we have to stay. The reason why I stick to that more than anything because the biggest reality check that I got in my whole life was right around the time where I was training, right, for this big test. Over here in Florida, we call this the F8, the FCATs, whatever. Right. And as I was studying for this test, it was on a Saturday. So, I said, I chose to sacrifice my Saturdays to get, more better in my skills for these tests. And I went. One day I called home. No one wasn't picking up the phone. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I was like, all right, screw it. I'm just gonna walk. So I'm walking home, right? And as I was walking, eventually I hit this corner, right before I was about to, walk home because it's about to be a couple minutes from my house, right? But in this moment of me walking at this corner, it was the biggest moment. Like I don't know for what reason. Maybe the spirits guided me, the energy flowing, whatever, however you want to say it. But that moment of turning that corner and seeing a familiar face was the biggest shock of my life because this whole time I thought someone I knew for practically my whole life was somewhere, probably living somewhere else. He didn't live no close to me at all, nothing of that nature. And to see this familiar face, it was a major shocker because it exposed to me that the person that I thought that had love for me, that cared for me, like I was his own brother, was living here this whole time and never checked on me as much as he should have when I was in a situation. Because back then I was born where I had bow-legged legs, right? So I had a situation in my life where I was constantly trying to my parents were trying to fix my legs, get into a proper image wise. And there was a time I left school. I had to be out of school and I had to stay home because I wasn't just able to go there every single time, no matter what. So I was at home. But the funny thing was about it is the last time I saw anyone from that family was one of his brothers. One of his brothers, after the last time I seen him, right, I was still young. He was older, of course. He came by when he passed through, and we chopped it up for a little bit, and he moved on. Funny thing is, that was the last time I ever saw him because, of course, he passed away because of the incident. And to realize that he's been there this whole time, been living there this whole time, and that he never in his life checked up on me at all. And I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, like, what the freak did I do? For you to be living here and you never come to see me ever again. Like, I would never exist. Like, I wasn't even alive no more. And, it showed me, and it was funny because right at that moment to see that is right at that moment my parents came in the car, right at that stop. Just like that, just a snap of the fingers. I get that one piece of moment, and then boom, my parents right there picking me up, like nothing ever happened. So this is why I always say this: like, we can pour into people, but almost every single time you always gotta wonder if it's always worth it, because sometimes it's not. And even if you do pour in, it's for that moment, but it's never forever, as much as we want it to be. So yeah.
Well, I thank y'all, all of y'all, for being my big brother and big sister because it's hard when you want to walk away, but somebody still scoots you to the edge. So y'all are helping me, saying to try to get some type of comfort and to not let this guy go ahead and push me over. I appreciate that. And it takes a lot for people to do it. Even though, some people say, they still strangers. But see, not for me. Y'all all I have. I don't have any family. I have my two daughters. My cousin, who I used to call my sister, she has an insurance policy out on me. So she's, some betting on, saying certain things with me. And so we don't talk anymore. I try to be with a select few, but I don't want a person to capitalize off of any negativity because misery loves company. So I love you all for being my family. And I promise you, if we go to a reunion, I won't put pecans, or they say put pecans in a potato salad or.
That's raisins. Please
Oh,
don't don't
okay.
don't
Please
don't
I'm
put
not
the
don't
gonna
do
put
that to
raisins.
me,
pecan.
Sammy.
Do
That's
not.
so please don't do that.
Yeah, don't put the raisins,
Please,
please, in
please,
the
please.
potato salad. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
please don't. Please. I love you so much.
I promise you, I have thrown potato salad like that in the I have some friends I invited to a cookout.
That's not my
They gave
favorite.
me some potato salad and rice. I said, "Oh hell no, I'm not gonna
Well,
do
I just,
that."
if I could, I just wanted to say something real quick to Sophia. Um, I wasn't, I didn't get a lot to say, but hopefully, whatever I did say was of some help to you because that was my purpose and my aim is to be some type of encouragement to you. And so, hopefully, I was able to do that. And like I said, you can get my information from 84 if you ever want to talk and I'm available. I'm not a clinical type of counselor or anything like that.
You don't
But
have to
it's
be. I just y'all are all I have.
yeah,
I'm not.
exactly. So,
Y'all are
but
all
but
I
I
have. I mean that. I swear to God, y'all are all, and that's why when I cry, I couldn't stop because I cry all the time. I'm actually laughing. It feels good to laugh. It feels
Yeah,
good to,
exactly.
know,
Yeah.
to do that. So I love
That's
both
good
of
for the
them.
soul. That laughter is good for the soul. Sometimes when I'm in a bad spot and in a bad place and something happens to make me laugh in the middle of it, it makes the burden less. It makes the burden less heavy. You know what I'm saying? So laughter is
Mhm.
definitely a good thing. But how can you laugh sometimes when you're going through such so many things that like a calamity in your life? You know what I'm saying?
I don't
But
know, but y'all made me do it. I used to go
and
on
see
on
that's the good
Instagram.
part.
On
That's the good part.
Instagram, he would turn around and
Yeah.
ask for a request like 11 times in an hour. And
Yeah.
it was a YouTube creator because I didn't know what to do. And actually, it was the same YouTube creator who was like, Sophia, you bigger than that. You bigger than that. And I was like, I'm hurting right now. I'm hurting right now. And the reason why is because I was doing what I shouldn't do to hurt. And I'm not going to elaborate on that.
So
But he
what
was telling
so
me,
okay, so Sophia, what are you gonna take from this conversation? What did you get from this conversation that uplifted you and made you feel like, you know what? I can go on. I can do this. Did you get anything from any of the remarks or things that people have expressed to you that kind of pulled you up to a different space?
I really
Hold on,
did.
Lady Sophia. Hold on 1 second. I know Queen just stepped in the building. Queen, how are you?
Hey,
Um,
Queen.
Oh, hey, Queen.
What's
Queen,
up?
if you have anything you want to share, then go ahead. And then Lady
I
Sophia, I
just
definitely
want to
want you
say
to.
I tried to call you,
My
Sophia.
Instagram is deleted.
Oh, okay, just checking.
I I deleted
I was
the
like, I
the
know
the
she
the
ain't
guy.
ignoring me. No, I'm just messing with you.
No, because you
um,
know you're my love. So
I just want to say, um, this is what I deal with every day with my field. Um,
I wish I had
be
a
kind.
I wish I had a listened and known you were there because that's what I needed. I love the men, but no offense, it's different when you
Yeah,
talk to a
yeah,
woman. And no offense, men, it really is.
it
And
is.
as much as it,
Hey,
I'm,
am I chopped liver?
no, 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 you're not chopped liver. But you know,
You
thing of
stir a
it is
lot of
that
steak, girl, please.
let,
Wait,
let me tell you
you
something.
said this.
Um,
I love you so much.
the thing of it is that it's just when you have a sister who has a baby by your daughter's dad and everything, when another woman say, hey, it's okay, then that's when I feel good. And I know all women, and I'm the main one to say, hey, the Bible introduced you to the woman before the serpent and everything. And so a lot of the stuff that I said, I couldn't take my own advice. And so, what I'm saying, so to what I'm saying, to QB and to you, Queen, and to you, Princess, it's nice when you can have a female that tell you, what I'm saying, the raw truth. And what I'm saying, and sometimes, and even when I'm crying, I'm still listening. I'm crying because it's like a resurrection. Was hurting bad when I was with myself. It's easy to take pills. It's easy to, what I'm saying, to get the sharpest knife or to do this and that. So I needed some really hard stuff to where a person bagged me into a corner. And like I said, it embarrassed me. But what I got from it is that, first of all, don't give the advice if you're not gonna take it. And so, what I'm saying, and so if I was talking to me, that's what I would tell me. Don't give the advice unless you can take it and understand that there's going to be good and bad in all people. And I've said that on platforms before. But I also know that when it's time to, saying go, it's time to go, which I did. This person just don't take kindly to me leaving because the thing of it is that he uses calling cards. I can block everything. And on Instagram, when I block, he used friends' accounts and this and that and everything. Plus, he was in the military. So it's like, hey, I can't get in touch. Can you go ahead? And what do military people do? Oh yeah, bro, come on, do this and that. So it was one guy who was a friend, and he was like, and I was showing him all of the stuff the guy was doing and all of the ugly stuff he was, saying email. Hey Sophia, I put all your news on, on the internet and stuff like that. And he was like, I didn't even know he was doing this. I didn't know that he was doing it. And I was like, so I don't, take requests and stuff like that. Something just told me to talk to you, but and he's seeing that somebody calling you from different numbers, putting loans, so and you're not. First of all, oh my God, I've never in my life done title loans. So, the thing of it is that, so they were like, saying, well, we have to prove that it's not you and this and that and that, to where I just shut down for a month. Now I'm finally getting to my credit, doing this and that. And even though, it's a bit late, I'm still doing it. I'm talking to people who's telling me what to do. And like I said, I'm trying to get to a baby level. I know all of this stuff, but not when, I refuse to walk out of the fog. I decided to stay in the fog. I got a wet pamper and didn't want nobody to change it. I guess that's how I can put it. I was just being comfortable in my pain, to where it was too painful for me. And I was like, there's only one thing left to do. So knowing that I don't want to be in the ground was the first thing for me. And I'm crying because Demers are saying, hey, but you don't have a family. It's a bunch of us here. And I was like, well, if I become one of them and be where they are, then nobody will bother me again. And I know that's what Satan wanted. I heard everything Bolo said. I've been on his platform a lot of times. For me, it was just hard because I fell down that low. I really hated that I deleted that, because Queen, and no disrespect to anybody else, you were the one who I needed. When I was ready to do it and everything or whatever. I don't know why. And I didn't even know how to say his name, but Chef Chapino, that's who was the man who told me, Sophia, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I'm like, boo hoo, but he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing that. I didn't tell him to get, saying loans in my name. I didn't even know that he had this and that and everything. He was like, Sophia, don't do it. And I was like, I gotta do it. He won't leave me alone. He won't leave me alone. He won't leave me alone. I'm thinking Chef Shapino is the reason why this guy is completely yanked off of YouTube, and they saw everything. AT&T saw where he was calling from this and that and everything. So they was like, everything is going straight to voicemail. But since he's tampering and everything, the only thing left to do is just to shut this phone down. Don't worry about the pictures or whatever. Your peace of mind right now is what we want. So that's what I'm doing. I'll change again, and, so do everything again. But right now, where I'm mentally at, I have the worst headache right now, but I'm not crying. So that's a good thing for me. I'll deal with the migraine, because I was singing, deaf song every other hour, not every other day, every other hour. And it wouldn't have mattered if my kids were here or not. I probably would have rummaged through their bags to see if they had any pills or whatever in there. I really need to be committed. And I'm not going to lie about that. I really need to not. It doesn't matter if I'm by myself or not. It's just that when I'm down, I don't need to be around anything sharp or any pills. And I know that. I know that to own up to it is a hard thing. And everybody see me and they was like, oh, she's so pretty. But blah, 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 blue eye, brown eye, this and this, that and that. I don't expose myself. So for, I even when I go out, the guys I date will tell you she wears oversized clothes. it's a time and a place, but somebody took that from me. So I love my family that I do have, and being with y'all reinforces that I have family, not strangers, but family. Again, y'all all I have. And I want to live. I love hearing everybody's voice. It sounds so good. It's just like, what I'm saying, waking up from a coma for me. And I came here and everything or whatever. And, so I just put two things in. And when I went live, this is what I was afraid of, to be raw and to do this. I cry all the time. That's not me, but it's me now. And I need every last one of y'all equally, but the women more than the men. I'm not gay. I just love women. And I love 84's voice. Oh my God. It's just so. Okay, so I should have took it down. No, I told the guy. So, okay, so I
Oh
told the
my
guy, I was
gosh,
like, you
man.
got to hear him. I was like, his laugh is just tranquilic or whatever. I was like, and because he was such a hater for Eddie King and 84, I was like, it's orgasmic the way that I see it. So, since some of the mess I did, so we know what we're doing. You can't say that one man's voice is orgasmic and you are a jealous, vain person. But he has a wife, so it doesn't matter.
Mm, I
84,
hear
you
you.
have
Yeah.
an orgasmic voice. Okay. I'm just not doing it because he might be watching. I'm just saying that.
Oh my god. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Well, I
You know,
don't
I'm,
care
I'm
if he's
glad.
watching.
I'm glad that I can bring joy to people. You know what I mean, and I can bring happiness to
Mm.
people. You know what I
Did you hear
mean.
me?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm gonna be honest with y'all for real. I really, I'm being completely honest with y'all. And Queen can tell you this because we have a lot of talks outside of YouTube. I was really done with YouTube, to be honest with you. Like I ain't even want to do this no more. Honestly,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people like Lady Sophia and definitely this guy I'm about to bring up right now. Along with others, inspire me to keep going. You know what I mean? I got Chef Shapino in the house, man.
Hey, Chef, I love you.
Hey, love you back, sis. Peace, love and light.
Um,
Peace, love and light to everybody in here.
what's up?
All chilling, man. Chilling on
I,
my
I
nights.
I need to go, so I just wanted to say to you and to everyone who's listening, mental health is and emotional health is no joke. And I think sometimes we can play like we're a lot stronger than what we are. And like I always say, we all have a wick in our candle. And sometimes we think our wicks are a lot longer than what they are and that they're not. Um, I believe that therapy is well needed, um, especially in the color communities. I am a big advocate because that person is um, not involved directly in the situation, so they can come from a non-biased standpoint. Um, and I think we have to really be mindful of be mindful of being aware of when we're losing ourselves, meaning that we're changing so much for someone or others that when we look in the mirror, we don't recognize the person staring back at us. It's very important to any relationship that both people are willing to take that journey together, meaning that you compromise, you talk, you do what's best for the both of you, where it's not um at times you're going to be the strong one, at times you're going to be the weak one. But I think it's very important that we take our mental health seriously. I think it's important that we uh, pay attention to the things and listen to the people around us. Yeah, and just really protect ourselves. No relationship is worth. Hold on. Sorry.
Chef, I'm glad I got you up here. Bro, is there anything you want to share? You know what I'm saying?
So,
Oh,
no,
hold on.
no,
I'm
no.
back. I'm back real quick. I gotta go though, but I just want to say, I'm sorry, Chef. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to finish my point. I think I deal with this on a daily basis, and I think it's Sophia. I just want to tell you that when you move a certain way, and you're able to sit back and go, I didn't like how that felt. It's also very important to develop the I call it the tool belt of life, coping skills. This is what I teach my clients. What are the things that you can put in your tool belt of life that you can pull out and use? It's not going to be that simple. It's not going to be that easy, but it's very important that you're constantly adding to that tool belt things that you have at your arm's reach that you can go to that pull you out of that, whether it be a picture, whether it be a song, whether it be a walk, whether it be a certain dessert, whatever it is that can pull you out of that dark place. you know I know for me, I love crafting. That's my I love dancing. I love music. So that's my go-to when I don't have the words or to express myself when I've been through trauma or situations. So I think it's very important to have that established for yourself. Having numbers, there's 24-hour hotlines. These are people who don't know you, and they just are there 24 hours ready to listen, ready to pull you off of that edge. So, yeah. And I just want to say, please, everybody, take care of yourself. It's not a joke out here. There are people who their whole goal in life is to pray and destroy someone else, and they get a kick and a rise out of it. And I think it's disgusting, but that's why we have to be. The Bible talks about, guard your heart above all things, like don't throw your pearls to a pig. That's why we have to guard our hearts so much more and be more protective of ourselves. Because at the end of the day, there's only one you know, and I don't want to see anything happen to anybody, whether I know you or not. It's still hurtful, So, and on that note, I have to go. You guys have a great night. Chef, thank you for coming. Sophia, much love. I got your back. And I'm glad you were able to clarify, because I was going to get on here and say, don't make me come look for you, because I've been trying to call you on Instagram.
Thank
But
you.
anyway, no problem. Hey, Princess, number 2 lead pencil. How you doing?
Hey,
But
Queen.
everybody else, hey, Mon, hey, Wally, you guys have a good night, okay?
Night, Queen.
All right.
Good
Good
night.
night.
All right, see you.
Peace, 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 peace.
Peace,
Peace,
brother.
love, and light to everybody, to the platform, to the panel, to the chat. So I want to deliver a little piece of candor, truth, honesty, or wisdom yet, but just candor, truth, honesty. I got up. I fell asleep early out. Tonight I got up, went to use the bathroom, and then I did a quick YouTube flip. And all of a sudden I said, like, damn, my name is saying my peace, love, and light. I see my name in the chat. So I'm sitting there and then I nod off. Yeah, I get a call from somebody. So know is this. Yo, you need to jump on
I
college
may
and
need to come back
relationship.
in because my audio is off.
Is it me? Uh,
Lady Sophia, can you hear us?
I
can
can
you
hear
hear me?
you.
Can you hear me? Sophia, Sophia, Sophia. Can you hear me? Check, 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 check. Nope. She can't hear me.
Sophia, go out and come back in. Go out and come right back in.
Okay.
She might have to catch a couple words on the replay.
Mm-hmm.
But all I know is that somebody's like, yo, I need to jump onto knowledge and relationships. So for the record, your boy Chef, I don't know what the hell is going on. But I was given the impression that there was something important going on. I got a phone call. So I'm making a call. I get another phone call, and then I get the text. And one of the texts was, yo, check on your girl. Literally. It said, check on your girl. So I know Sophia's up here, or was up here, and she'll be back. I'll be honest with y'all. I don't know what's going on, but I do know I have a high degree of love for Sophia Sharif, aka Justice Flash. So
Thank you,
I
Chef.
understand. Oh, you back?
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
okay.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you. I messed up real bad, but I did talk to you. When I say I messed up, I actually have a life alert by my bed, and
Life alert.
a surgeon
What?
looked at my arms and everything. So I know I was down. I'm okay. I'm trying to. I messed up with me. I'm gonna be okay. I'm trying to. I'm having problems with my emotions and everything and confidence. I'm having really bad problems with that, but I I'm not taking pills. I'm not gonna cut myself, and I'm gonna get better. But I thank you so much for everything. I really do. I really do.
So can I say something to you?
Yes.
All right. Well, I recognize the greatness. One of the things, corporate America, you know, a big old ass company that's run by a bunch of white people. They trust this bearded, bald-headed, tattooed Negro to recognize skill sets within people. And I'm able to recognize skill sets within people that they may have not seen within themselves. Is it my ministry? I don't know. Is it a gift? I don't know. But I understand being misunderstood. Us as human beings, we are all misunderstood because nobody but God and his progeny, which is his son, did this dude named Jesus. Those are the only two that would be able to recognize the greatness that we possess within us, even when we don't recognize it within ourselves. So the only thing that I can do, understanding that I do not possess, a universal wisdom that I wish to, I have to pay attention to certain things and certain gifts that other people have within this YouTube spectrum and the way that I see things. Sophia's been a gift. She's been a gift to me, my platform, you know, and a gift to others, obviously. Sophia, and I'm talking to the crowd, Sophia, you know, she means something to the knowledge and relationships platform as well. Sophia, the only thing I can ask of you is this, that you allow your light to shine within a fashion that those that wish to bring you down, or the negative thoughts, energies, concepts, constructs, frameworks, and all of that shit that could potentially put you in a place less than who you actually are, I wish that you focus on the other side, which is the antithesis of all of that negativity. I'm not going to put your business out there. I don't know what took place or what was discussed prior to me joining this thing. The only thing that I do at this point is plead with you that you allow your light to shine and recognize that there's other entities that may be better suited or feel better if your light doesn't shine. But that's the yin and yang of life, my wonderful sister. It's the yin and the yang of life. In order for us to understand sweet, we have had to taste salty, sour, nasty, pungent, in order for us to be able to appreciate sweetness, and vice versa. In order for good to be appreciated, we have to understand the power of bad, and vice versa. So what I say to you is one of the things that I say to my sister Andrea Lynch. When the demons of this humanly mortal existence attack us, I say, and with all due respect, you are a motherfucking G. Buck up, stand up, shake it off. Because the demons are going to come for you regardless. But at the end of the day, that's their job, because you are great. But in order for you to be able to enhance or grasp, that heavenly staff that you can hold, that sword, that power, you first have to understand that you are powerful. And within the essence of that power, they always gonna come for you. It's greatness. It's greatness. And I sincerely apologize if it seems as though I'm coming off a little, brash or callous. But it's not that, because at the end of the day, I've gone through a long life. On August 3rd, I turned 50 years old. And I've taken a lot of inventory in terms of my life and where I've been, what I've done, where I want to go, and my relationship to my creator. And what I say to you is this.
Mm-hmm.
The same way, if I complain, God damn it, man, I'm paying a lot of taxes. Somebody else will say, bro, that means you're making money. If I take darts, poison darts that are being shot at me, it means that I've done something to create hatred. If I'm doing something right, there's going to be the antithetical person that feels it and wants to do wrong to me. The only thing that I ask of you, Sophia, is this: that you don't allow the essence of everything you are, your motherhood, what you brought to this world, what you feel inside, even though you're not a spring chicken anymore. When I speak to you and understand your essence, it's like you're a young girl that exhibits naivete and all of those things within you, which is a beautiful thing. The only thing that I do is I beg of you that you don't give your essence to those that are not able to understand the power of it. And, for the record, man, I'm a long-winded ass dude, man. And it's, all I did was wake up to go, urinate. Pardon me. And I see all of this coming through. and I see all of this coming through my phone. So I'm just up. I'm throwing a message at my sis. Obviously, you guys recognize that she and I have conversed before and I've communicated before. I don't know what took place. I got to catch this on a replay, But Sophia, I'm talking to you on some man, like I'm talking to you like you a man. All right. Life requires us to communicate with you as our flower within the garden a certain way. But the fellas understand so that I empower the fellas to be able to help you as well. So I'm gonna talk to you like a dude. Yo, son. Yo, dust yourself off, man. They coming for you because they supposed to be coming for you. If you great, they gonna try and bring your ass down. That's the way it is. Jesus wouldn't seem as powerful, you know what I'm saying, or as great without the devil existing in this world. And once you recognize your place, you're gonna bask in your greatness. But buck up, son. Pardon my enthusiasm. Y'all go ahead. I've been talking for a minute.
That's okay. You just spoke to P. So, but I read you loud and clear. I thank you because I for me to want to be a woman, I still talk like my dad is here. That man been gone since October will be 9 years. And I'm not looking for any, like, I gotta have a relationship. I gotta have a man. He gotta take care of me. He gotta pay my rent. I'm not looking for that. I just miss my dad that much. And I finally there was somebody who said, Sophia, can you just enjoy life? If it's meant for your daddy to see you again, then he will see you again. But let him be at peace. Let that man go on and be at peace. And if something is talking to you or coming at you, be careful that that's your dad. You entering, treacherous grounds when you still daily talk about and daily emphasize a man that you watch take his last breath. So I'm learning from everybody. I take and absorb everything that you all say. Even with Princess K was like, saying, what am I, chopped liver? My kids actually, my oldest daughter was like, Mom, we're trying to get over granddaddy, but you keep talking about him. I need to know how to do things on a different level so I can talk to my 23-year-old and my 30-year-old. Just because I'm in my 50s don't mean that I know everything. I know what I was taught. It's a different world. But I thank you for when I could feel my chest pounding and everything. And you take so many pills to where you're so confused and you don't know how many or what kind that you took. For some reason, God told me to talk to you out of everybody in the world. Just you. Nobody else. Just you. I don't know what calling that was. I know that I could barely breathe. And I was crying and I was crying. I got on here and I was crying and I was contemplating and I was so hurt and I was so confused. And I cried and I couldn't stop from doing that. And everybody's voice held me up. Everybody picked me up. I didn't have my other phone because my eyes were so blurry and I didn't want to see what they had to say. But I needed somebody to say something. And I was saying, I don't want to, saying self delete. I don't want to self delete. But I felt it right around the corner. and everybody helped me. I had a moment tonight and everybody helped me. Crisis centers can't do it all, but a chosen one will.
Hey, I want to tell you something, and I'm not trying to come from the perspective of, you know, oh, chef. No, I want to come from the perspective of just some regular ass person with a little bit of extra wisdom. I'm going to hold you accountable as a friend right now. If you're in my circle, then you mean something. 3 times I'm going to say it. If you're in my circle, you mean something. If you're in my motherfucking circle, you mean something. Here's what I'm going to say as though I'm a selfish mortal. You're a special lady. I need you to stop allowing the external to negatively impact your internal. You know why? I got your back. I got your back. And those of us that love you got your back. But here's the thing, man. And you're a woman, but I'm a Brooklyn dude. Here's the thing, man. As long as the external impacts your internal, you ain't pulling your weight, Sophia. Now I hold you accountable. You ain't pulling your weight because you allowing them motherfuckers that don't mean anything and the demons and the outside, the external, to impact your internal. Maybe those of us that love you within your circle of love, aka, your emotional periphery. We need you. We need you. But you're allowing them demons to from the other side to pick at you. And when I say this thing I'm about to say, you allow it. There's people that love me. There's people that I take care of. There's people that fear me. There's people that hate me. And I recognize within this ecosystem of life that it happens. It's necessary. We all have crazy emotions and we have to attach them somewhere. And as humans, we attach them to other people. The thing is, what I need from you the most is for you to understand this is the way it works, mama. This is life. If you have no vitriol, if you have no angst towards you, anger towards you, people talking shit, that means it's like if a forest falls, if a tree falls in the forest and you ain't there, does that shit make a noise? You got to understand that the amount of strife that you deal with has a tendency to be congruent with the amount of power that you have. If you're a biblical person, that demon, the serpent, purposely went to Eve in order to figure out a way to deconstruct the lesson that our Creator brought to Adam. Right? The thing is, you have to expect the serpent. There's no way. If the serpent does not approach you, then you ain't shit. Does that make any sense to you?
A lot.
And you've been approached by the serpent. You've been approached by the serpent. But But it's weird because it's like you're conflicted. In one moment, you recognize the power that you possess, but within another moment, you cower at the battle. Fuck embarrassment. Fuck shame. Peace to Kevin Samuels. Fuck shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Forget all of those things. Those are mortal tools.
And you ain't lying, because I even said on the chat that if I go to the demons, then everybody will leave me alone. And I also said that I chose to be in the fog because I didn't want to hold anybody's hand. I know that I'm the problem. I said that, and I witnessed that because I was confused. But when you take and have a bunch of pills on you, that's what you're supposed to do.
Watch this. Look, watch this. You know what happens when somebody kicks Superman in the nuts? You know what happens? Absolutely nothing.
Okay, because I don't know net stories.
Please, you in your 50s. I'm sure you probably had a few pairs of nuts come your way. Now you got kids, all right? That's not, we ain't crazy over here now. You traditional, but we know you got some modern in you. But look, nothing. You kick Superman in the nuts, nothing happens. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
got
you sit down with Superman and you have some tea, some kryptonite tea. You got his ass fucked up. You have to start recognizing the dynamic, or what I call the situational dynamics of the places that you're in, what you hear, and who is delivering those messages to you. Your sanity, your emotional balance, and all of those other things are important. Those are the things that make you better for this ecosystem. Those are things. Even the most worthless piece of shit motherfucker in the world, you drop him in the ground and at least he becomes fertilizer. The thing is, you're still here and you got a voice. But you have to stop allowing them dirty ass demons to sprinkle kryptonite into your blunts. Supergirl,
okay.
stop smoking them kryptonite laced blunts. Your sanity, your life. Sometimes when we have duty attached to us, we forget ourselves and think about the mission, just like a soldier. It's not about us. The moment that my first seed touched this world, my son, I didn't look at life as myself. I was a rapper. I had a rhyme book. When he was born, I knew that book was his. You got children, granny style. Understand the world that we live in. Understand your duty. And think about it like this. You have children, grandchildren. And the grandchild, not even your child, the grandchild is the one that our creator has a plan for, a destiny for, right? Your progeny. Your goal is not to make Sophia feel good about herself and enjoy herself. Your goal is to protect the bag, which is your progeny, your grandchildren, your grandchild, the next generation. That is what's critically important. It's not about me anymore. It's about my kids and my future grandchildren. I don't have any grandchildren now, but it's about them. but we need you. You need you. You may feel you need us, but those folks within your love periphery may feel as though we fucking need you, including your kids and their children. A lot of the weight that you've taken on your shoulders is because of your children and perceptions. That shit don't matter, mama. That shit don't matter. There's people that shoot up heroin in front of their children. But the love that those children have for their mom in their mind, oh, mommy's just taking her medicine. Okay? The kids that might have seen their mom in the bathroom smoking crack. Oh, yeah. Mommy, she likes her cigarettes. She's fancy. She likes glass cigarettes. Children do that. And when I say this is going to be something messed up, children who may have been touched in the wrong way, they look at it in a different way, as though that person is sharing love. Psychological defense mechanisms force those people to love the shit out of you no matter what you do. No matter what you do, Sophia. No matter what you fucking do. So you're taking it on yourself. Your children finna love you. Your grandchildren finna love you. When you ain't here, your great-grandchildren are going to love you in effigy. This is your life to live right now. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, but do not allow the fact that you have a universal opponent, which is evil, which is whatever person whose face you put on the opponent's side, on the other side of the motherfucking verses. That's life. And you ain't shit if you ain't combating the other side. So the only thing that I ask is that within yourself, that you understand that you have a job and you're still learning it the same way as I am still learning it. What I thought I was supposed to be at 16 ain't what I thought I was going to be at 21, and what I thought I was going to be at 28. When my son was born, what I thought I was going to be at 35. It don't work like that. That's why I'm a freaking immature 50-year-old motherfucker that still don't know how to act 40 years old. Because understanding that I'm still learning my purpose keeps me young. You got a brown eye and you got a motherfucking blue eye. What did God mean for you? I don't know. But I'd be trying to figure it out. Yo, I got nothing but love for you, family. I got nothing but love for you.
I love you
And you
back.
have, I love you. I know you do. And you got nothing for love for those around you. The only thing that I ask is that you just put all of that love that you got for all of those people that's within your periphery of love, put it in a fucking barrel, shake that bitch up, let it sit for a week, shake it up again, double it, pour it back into a glass, and drink that shit. You have to absorb that love back. And once you do, you'll understand your purpose. And those morbid thoughts you have will begin to subside. But this shit sounds corny as fuck. But it starts with you. You heard that before. It starts with you, fam. Shit, yo, literally, I had a drink before I went to sleep, right? I just forgot that I'm on the StreamYard. I'm thinking me and you on the phone, Y'all messing with me when I wake up to use the bathroom. But go ahead, man. Please. There's like 6 boxes in this piece, and I'm the only one speaking, man. Somebody say something.
You speaking. That's why. You doing what you're doing. You doing makes you great, man. You doing makes you great. You know what I'm saying? You know, Lady Sophia, we love you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
really
We here
did.
for you. Whatever you need from us, we're here. Everybody left the information in the back. You know what I mean? So it's always
I didn't
easier
mean
to
to
just
cut
pass
up
it
the
away.
way I did, y'all. That's normally not me.
It's okay. It's okay. That's what we're here for. You know what I mean? As far as content creators and what we do. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do here. You know what I mean? So, and that's why we setting we are our own standard. You know what I mean? And we doing our best to impact those that we can impact. You know what I'm saying? Like, so thank you for being an inspiration to all of us to just be open. You know what I mean? Be open when we're not at our best or we're not feeling
We
our
gonna
best.
let the 50-year-old go back to bed.
Bro, listen here. I just say this. I just say this. And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not calling anybody out. But I will say this, man, real talk. You're not the only person that feels the way that you feel.
I
And
understand.
I'm in StreamYard. I can't see YouTube or whatever, but there's people watching, and within the replay, there's going to be people that will see this. And you're not the only one that feels that way. You understand what I'm saying? You're not
Uh-huh.
the only one that feels that way. This is one of the ways that life impacts us. Even if you want to get a 6-pack or 8-pack, you got to lift weights, you got to shred your muscles, you have to endure pain in order to move forward. So, because of the level of necessity that I see within you, I can't talk to you like a weakling. I have to talk to you like a soldier. So the only thing I could say is this on some gangster inappropriation. Yo, tighten up your suit of armor because you got shit to do. You feel me?
I do.
Cool. We out. I'm tired as fuck, but I got love for the lady and I got love for all of y'all. Peace, love, and light to everybody. Yo, man. I'm I'm out, yo. Chef out.
Peace, love, and light to you, Chef. Much
Sophia,
love,
you
brother.
Thank
know
Much
you.
how to
love.
get at me. All right.
Thank you.
Hold it down. You good. Peace.
Definitely, definitely. At this point, y'all, I'm gonna close this thing on out. You know what I mean? Y'all feel free to stay in, in the back and talk if y'all like. But I'm gonna close out the live. Much love for everybody that came up and supported. And definitely show support to Lady Sophia. We appreciate everybody being up here. Um, and thank y'all for really supporting. You know, not just us, but just this whole movement that we have. We really appreciate y'all. We love all of y'all. Thank you for everybody in the chat for showing love. And yeah, um, this ain't the time for promotion. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know where to find us on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And whatever we got coming up, y'all see it. That's all I'm gonna say. With that being said, much love to everybody. I'm gonna close this thing out and just find this outro thingy. And with that, y'all, much love, y'all. We out.
Knowledge and relationships.